Hello everyone and welcome to the BPL channel. You may not know who we are. We've kind of crept up in this T4 space, but we're really excited to bring you some games tonight. Before we get into this, I wanted to just kind of say hello. This is kind of new for us. We are the initial people all from Avast's companion stream. We've worked really hard on the sub-tourneys, all the way from Avast running the same music from Apex on loop for about 6 hours, into more graphical issues for Sub-22. And we've kept building from there. We then went to Sub-23, and we had a bunch of guest casters. We streamed it all by ourselves for the first time. We took the keys away from Avast, which is, I think, the best thing that we can be doing. You can see this is Sub-23 where I locked him out of the stream. That was a good moment. And I moved on to Sub-24, which was our most recent one, which has just looked amazing. It was one of the best streams we've done. Here we're Dryad. That is definitely not Avast's bedroom. That's definitely Dryad's bedroom. And from there we've just grown. After the sub-tourneys, we thought, well, what if we just did more of this? And then Bad Pachimari League was born. It's through me and Bad Pachimari and Invictus. And we just decided, well, why not? Let's make a league. Let's go for it, you know? So we went through Season 1, which had 8 teams. And then we went a little bit higher. And then with Season 2, which had 16 teams. You can see Invictus looking very dapper. There you go, all 16 teams in A-League. And we've just finished Season 3, which had even more teams. We had 24 teams across our 2 divisions. So, a little bit of backstory for what the hell we're doing here. We even got so lucky as to do the Mayhem Full Classic last December. I don't even remember now. It's been a crazy few months. So we've really grown from being annoyed at Avast to doing like T2 level production. So I've been so excited to do this, and I hope you guys are all really excited for NACC. Got 2 really awesome games today, and I will leave you to the desk to get ready for it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Solomon. Thank you for the little lore segment. Also, welcome to all the new viewers here. This is Jimmy from BPL. Very proud and honored, I guess, to represent this league with Jason Strato here for the North American Community Championship. How are you two doing?
Yeah, not doing too bad. Excited to see. It looks like I think this is a great idea for a tournament. It's a nice little mash of smaller communities, but also all around
when this idea was presented to me a couple of weeks ago, when I got a little bit involved with it for like writing an article for it, I thought like that's a cool idea that these communities are coming together, because usually they're like doing their own thing in their little bubbles, and to see them come together, not just the teams but also the communities. Like we have some people in the chat here. It's awesome. I like it. But yeah, we got 2 really cool matches. I mean, the circumstances couldn't be better for us here because we have 2 BPL teams competing tonight in both our matches. Our first one's going to be Hayden Overwatch team versus Delirium from UGC. 2 teams that have started the tournament by getting swept. So both obviously very eager to prove that they can hang with these other teams and get a W on the board tonight, because this is an elimination match. Winner moves on to playoffs next week while the loser is out. I guess let's talk a little bit about Hayden Overwatch team. Obviously that's one of our teams from BPL, so we have a little bit more to say about them. They started the tournament by losing 0-3 to Reminiscence, one of the, I believe, Tranquility teams. You know, some choice words were said after that match. I believe Robbie in particular was having some internet issues. One of the main tanks from Hayden Overwatch team was teleporting all over the place. I mean, of course, I'm not trying to sweep that loss under the rug, but I'm also hoping that we can see this team in full capacity tonight. Because for those who may not have watched BPL before, and Jace, I think you can attest to this team has incredible potential and have given us some amazing matches in Season 3.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected Hayden Overwatch team to be here to be top 2. I think even themselves, their whole season flipped around when they finally managed to get the Masters off tank that they paid for in the auction system that runs in the BP tournament. I call them the scaling team because they really do just they kind of scaled is sort of the definition of the word. They've got stronger, I believe, tonight as well. They lose a little bit of synergy. I believe Tanic B and Hayden are going to be out. Tanic B basically taking a break from the game because, I mean, burnt out like everyone else has up to this point. Joshin and Mint are going to be coming in, so going to bolster them a little bit. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Hayden Overwatch team can do. They've got some really good players to look out for. I believe if their tank line is still intact, that's going to be a problem for Delirium to deal with because both Robbie and Girdler, they built up some good synergy. And
yeah, and I guess
they're no joke as a duo.
Yeah, if we take a closer look at the roster, Strato, anyone you would say maybe like viewers that maybe are watching this team for the first time should keep their eyes on?
Well, for Hayden Overwatch team, I would have said Tanic B. Sadly, as Jay said, may not be showing up. Tanic B, obviously from League Zero, he's been doing a lot for this team, so maybe struggling without them. However, they did pick up Joshin as more of like a substitution player, so finally getting to see him play will be a good thing for sure. Well, I guess Jace lied.
Is here today.
Yeah, so I guess Jace just lied once again. So
I
Tanic
thought he
B,
quit.
definitely look out for him. Amazing player. As far probably one of the best I've ever seen. But then if you look at more like down and out throughout the Hayden Overwatch team line, you get to see a really well-rounded team, especially coming in at that bottom. Duck's definitely been kind of finding more of his niche in this team. You know, he's been swapping back and forth between the main support and flex support. Last time they played, Dux was on that main support, and you know, he wasn't having such a great time. So maybe if they figured out, oh, we want him back on this flex support role, maybe have Mint or Majestic come in and play that main support, I think they'll have a much better and, you know, maybe have a much happier time.
Yeah, definitely an interesting team because they started the season in B League Season 3 kind of on a downwards trend. They were like, even last place at one time, but have really turned it around, you know, with some new pickups like the Gurgler who we've seen here. I think some of the League Zero people who are maybe in chat tonight will probably know that name, but yeah, that team has definitely blown up at the end and made it all the way to Grand Finals against one of the other teams that we have tonight, Atomic. And then on the side of Delirium, we've just seen the roster. You know, we can probably not talk too much about this team because me personally, and I think Jason Strato were not that well versed in UGC. The only thing I've seen watching their first game was I think Incredible on Reaper was a pretty good pick. So maybe I would look at that player if he's here or if they're here tonight. But again, enough yapping for me. You know, normally I would ask casters for Preds at this point, but I think we're a little bit biased here tonight, so I'm just gonna leave that to people's imagination, but we're almost ready to go. You know, it's Hayden Overwatch team versus Delirium, our first elimination match of the NACC. I'm gonna throw it over to our casters, Strato and Jace.
There we go. We've got a little bit of a sub, as I believe Majestic is going to be on the DPS instead of Greeny, but Tanic, Robbie, Girdler, and Dux, that sort of core of Hayden Overwatch team, are out and ready to go on almost signature picks for Delirium. They're sort of going with a similar comp as well, Strato. So it's really just going to be a case of which team can establish white control first and essentially get the Junkrat into position. Any one of these teams could find an early pick with the Conk Mine that could come out from Incredible, or Tanic BC, you never know. But I think in the neutral fight, Girdler Sigma, that shield is going to be a big advantage.
Yeah, they're going to have to play faster for Delirium Live, almost getting stuck there. And yeah, they're just being forced to back up here. Not really having that space. But oh, Robbie, early pick now. No Lucio for the side of Delirium. Walking back, Lamp is used, and point control is being taken up here by Hayden Overwatch team. Oh, it's going to be hard for them to find a opening here in Delirium. And they're just backing all the way back up to the floor here, hoping to find something to be able to chip their way back into this fight.
Yeah, first control is going to flip over when you lose Incredible. That means that it's just even more pressure that can come through. The trade back onto Duck means that Hayden Overwatch team might have just outstayed their welcome, but nonetheless, even if they die, goodbye Robbie. But I think Delirium, actually, Hayden Overwatch team overextend their save strat, and I think they could clean up some of it.
Yeah, what a well-timed window there from Marshall now coming into the rest of this fight. Tanic goes down, Live finds Majestic, and man, that was just out of the blue. I mean, Duck's falling there, not able to keep Robbie alive, and then it just kind of snowballed one thing after another, and it ended up Delirium being able to win that fight off of a very well-timed and well-placed window, and Hayden gets taken out right. Junkrat spam. This is not good, just not good.
Yeah, one of the gaps in this composition that Hayden Overwatch team are playing, which means that Sigma has a lot less damage coverage. It means that your team can leak damage, the spam can come through, and the spam from Delirium is so deadly. It's going to be tires traded out. Let's see. Tanic Beast absolutely is better. Both DPS 4. This is a great opportunity for the Overwatch team. File swings it.
Yeah, big shatter here. Hey, Dux uses window here. 3 of his teammates have gone down. They're thinking they can win this fight. Majestic using that wall, but they don't really have the space makers to be able to make their way on the point here. And it's just going to be spam, and now both teams got 6 people back about. And it's going to be a team fight on this point. Now we see Marshall using that window early here. Robbie just trying to stay alive and swing away. He has the shatter, he drops it, does not quite find anything, but Tanabe on the right side finds the sim. Now bomb comes out here from the side of Delirium. It catches only onto Dux's Immortality Field. Dux now 1 HP, he's going to have to back up here. We see Marshall just trying to keep his team alive slowly. No team really getting an advantage here, but the Rhine of Delirium goes down. Well, he's 1 HP, but the Beach traded out. Very with both Lucius and Tanabe in the backline. Oh, he's 1 HP and he'll get taken down too, but Majestic. I don't know how that happened.
The Jund passive actually might have been the swinging deciding factor in this fight. Tanabe just goes into the backline with no regard for human life, no regard for his own safety, and he falls Zangetsu to the Mortar Bomb. Jurgler now on the point. It's just a solid cementing force. That's a nice spam from Robbie. It's just going to be a little bit of a victory queue button though. Hayden Overwatch team, now that they have the point, now that they have the spam, they can once again slowly start and take these angles back. Hayden Overwatch team, they're in a little bit of a pickle there. They bled 80% of the point over to Delirium, but now they have the angles, they have the spam. Tanic B's got Tire again. They need to play a very dangerous game here, strategies. They need Delirium to walk into them, but as they walk into them, well, they've got Flux Tire ready to go. Oh, good flank from Incredible, actually.
Oh, good lamp there. Only gets turrets there. Walking in here, big flux. A shatter comes out from File. Does not quite catch on anything that I see, but a bit of a Junkrat diff there in the side as Incredible takes down Tanabe, but Robbie will trade him right back. Now even strength there. Gurgler 1 HP. Can you keep him alive? No, he goes down. Oh, big advantage now for Delirium as Robbie trying to still have on this point, but he will die as well. Wall now up from Majestic. Hayden Martin just trying to hold on to this point for a little longer. As we see Majestic, he's all charged up here on point, just trying to put down these turrets. And Tanabe, he's back. He's making a difference. Finds 2. Marshall and File go down, but Incredible trades back 2 of his own. No more DPS for Hayden Overwatch team. But now Live loses mech and the tanks are back. Hayden now with both Gurgler and Robbie. Robbie gets trapped on point, but the Symmetra is all charged up and she's behind you. A nice fire strike there from Robbie to be able to take down Live, but Hayden has his beat, so they're going to be able to hold on. But Robbie goes down. Incredible. He's back and he has a lot of space. Now, Majestic walking back, trying to charge up that beam, but he will get taken down. Point is still on the side of Hayden Overwatch team, but they don't have the players to keep it going. It will eventually swap back over to Delirium here, who now have 80%.
Yeah, incredibly. Looking like an expert from the beginner division there. So dominant on this Junkrat. He's found so many picks with that conch mine. Just no one on the Hayden Overwatch team really looking at him, being able to wander about, find anyone and everyone. But it's going to be a nice rotation. They have to scramble to the objective because it is going to be the final fight, but this white room should give them a little bit of spam angle. Oh, yet again, incredible. That's no good for this fight.
And Hayden goes down to Zangetsu. He's charged up. You gotta look at him. Finds 2. Oh, that was not what Hayden Overwatch team wanted to happen there. Duck's window doesn't quite find anything. That will be first point going over to Delirium for Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, it was a little bit too comfortable. Delirium played really high tempo off the back of their DPS, and incredibly did a lot of work. Honestly, just incredibly. That's one word to describe it. There you go. There's the pun name that we managed to get off. But it's just, I think, a little bit of a comp diff for Hayden Overwatch team Strato. They can't walk at Delirium at all. It's just Gurgler. It's just the lack of defensive resources, the lack of reliable defensive coverage that comes in. You know, you're missing the defense matrix, which means that, as I said, you leak spam, and when you leak spam against this kind of composition, against a Junkrat, against a Symmetra, you're just going to lose someone eventually. So nice to see they've made a swap. Tanic B going over to a signature May pick, going to offer them a little bit more anti-tank, a little bit more sustain as they go into the point for Night Market. Both teams coming straight out.
Oh, what a good boop. Gurgler, he's stuck in. That boop was incredible. And now Gurgler goes down on the point. This is going to be an early retreat from the side of Hayden Overwatch team. They're still trying to fight. This lamp comes out from Ducks. Now a weird pin there from File. And now Hayden Overwatch team, they may have the opportunity to keep this going. Maybe make their way back onto this point. File maybe overextending a little bit there with that charge. Now no teleport for Hayden Overwatch team. They're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way and press that W. Now they are walking back. No Reinhardt for the side of Delirium and Incredible. He's low HP, but oh, Robbie gets taken down by the turrets, and Hayden goes now to just junk spam. Now with this tire, he chooses to use it even though his team is up 3. I mean, it's BM at this point. They just need these kills.
Oh, they're playing this composition so well. We'll call that a misclick from File, considering how tempered he was and how measured he was. And here we go, it's going to be the swap. This is the composition that really excelled Hayden Overwatch team into the finals. They've gone over to the Arab Dive. If anyone wondered why it's called Arab Dive, well, Farah and Ball, very common. This strat was almost developed on the Arab servers by Falcon Esports that compete in EMEA. So a little bit of home representation there. Yeah, this comp's going to take time to beat the Strato. They need to get the angle for Tannic being Majestic as well. But if they can do it, look, this sim insta-force to 1 HP.
Yeah, Robbie, best ball in BPL, that's what they say. That's what the GIF is all about. But now a window up here from Marshall, but it's too late. Lucio goes down, and Robbie, he slams 2! Marshall and Crabbley goes down, and now Tannic B, he's just following up. File gets taken down, and Robbie showing that he is in fact the best ball in BPL. Oh, what a slam there to be able to lock things up for his team, and now to get control of this point.
Yeah, huge engage. I thought Delirium were really going to get a chance to snowball on that objective. Tannic B was getting closer to that barrage, but Robbie executed them with that pile drive. So that's a great engage from the Wrecking Ball. That's exactly what you need, because cleanup against their competition is going to be really hard. Delirium, well, clearly, fans of the Overwatch League, they've gone over to this sort of pseudo-jokes competition that the Dallas Fuel won the first tournament of last season was, and look, they just run over Majestic. That's no soldier.
Yeah, Hayden, he's 1 HP, he's not able to make it back to point now. Robbie just trying to stall, drops the mines, and oh, Mirage out from Tannic is able to catch on the Marshall, so now low healing for Delirium. However, picks are going away from Delirium, and they do end up being able to put this point at Tannic B. He has to just back up, but the team mech is 1 HP. That can be really big, and yeah, they're able to do it, but Mit's bomb and Gurgler does go down, so a recontest here from King Overwatch team, highly unlikely, even as Majestic is coming back. Oh,
ooh, Dangetsu gets a little bit overzealous. Might actually get
Robbie's back. Moira 1 HP. Moira forced to fade and orb already, but Crabbley able to take down Majestic. Ducks popping this Valkyrie. That could be big for keeping this team alive, but they're not looking at the Echo, and Lucio B comes out here from Delirium, and somehow Crabbley gets caught by that. Hey, now he has his beat as well, but the Reaper is back on point, and the Diva, I can see, but nice beat there from Hayden, able to keep Gurgler alive for a little bit longer. Now only Lucio heals on the point for Delirium. As we see, Gurgler gets D-Mech, but as does Live, and now Zangetsu just getting knocked around, trying to 2v1 here, and it almost catches the Baby Diva, but unfortunately does not. Now 99% for Delirium, however, they will be taken down eventually, and a really well-played fight by Hayden Overwatch team, but Delirium, they got a lot of point percentage.
Yeah, you got to give Robbie the PhD there, because that was quick, that was clean, that was surgical. Call him the doctor. Really needed to be precise with this engage. Hayden Overwatch team, because they bled so much percentage over onto that point control. Really is just the game of who can lose the longest. It's one of the reasons this game mode is so despised. Now Delirium, they've got so many ultimates to go as well. It's going to be 99% for them. They only need to win one fight. The looks of it, they've got their eyes on Majestic. Yep. Second fight in a row, Majestic is one shot.
Yeah, he just keeps getting walked on, and now Gurgler so close to losing his mech, but Crabbley goes down to 10 feet, now using the Mirage, able to catch nothing. However, a lot of space gain there, now walking, he's got the eyes on the mortar, but Zangetsu in the backline gets Gurgler, both mech and player, and catches Robbie. No more tanks and no more ducks. Hayden Overwatch team at a massive deficit now. Visor gets popped here as Majestic gets back, and now Marshall goes down. This is the opening that Hayden Overwatch team are looking for to be able to get back onto this point. Now, as we see Robbie, he has the mind if he's able to get back onto this point. However, Majestic, Hayden, and Tannic all fall. Gurgle's back on the Reinhardt, as we know he loves to do so, but the copy onto the Rhine is big from Delirium. Now just taking up space in the bomb on point. That's going to force them off. The mines are going to go down. Someone's got to touch for Hayden Overwatch team, and no one does. Delirium are going to go up 1-0 in the series to start things off.
There we go. They get themselves on the board thanks to honestly some really, really good play from the DPS. The Echo on the second map was the swap that they needed. The Reaper from Zangetsu also helped on that objective fight. Hayden Overwatch team, they were in prime position. They needed to kill that rotation. They needed to establish a kill box on the objective, but it being 99 yet again, I'm not going to say Delirium undeserved, but they definitely played the clock, and it's one of those strategies that always annoys me when I play against it, because they were hard losing for that entire map. They got to 99 and then they counter swapped. It's a great understanding of the game mode to do it, don't get me wrong. Their swap was clean and efficient as well. I think they made 2 out of probably the top 3 heroes you can play against the Farah dive, the Arab dive composition. I think top of that tier list would have been a Sombra, but they go over to Echo Reaper, which is just as fine. And then that's the map. Hayden Overwatch team just lost a little bit too long, and it took them a bit too long to clean up. So really sort of victims of their own gameplay there. And Delirium, especially after Control Center, if you keep that in mind, take a strong and established 1-0 map lead.
Yeah, definitely. And, as soon as that swap came in from Delirium, I mean, Majestic, he just could not get that much space. He could not survive. Maybe a Reinhardt composition switch where they could just walk at the Reinhardt from a file would have been better there, but they chose to stick onto this Arab dive, so you said, and, maybe that was what came back to bite them in the end. And eventually, it's gonna be something they look back on and just think, what if? And, it's going to be a tough one. And we're going to have to see if they're going to be able to come back on the second map or if they're going to be going down 2-0.
I believe we've got a Group A promo game as well that's currently also going on. It's going to be Reminiscence versus Paradise Tempest. And, well, Reminiscence looks like they're taking a strong start, looking to accelerate themselves into the upper bracket or grand finals. I believe it's upper bracket finals. So they're first on the board against Paradise Tempest. That's going on over at Overwatch Tranquility live on Twitch as well. But for now, we're at the Bad Patch Mara League. And I wonder, Hayden Overwatch team, I think it's not too bad. There is absolutely no reason to press the panic button. This is a first to 3. That map, they did show their hand. They really pulled out that composition. They know what to play. And I think they can try and get like a small little download on Delirium as well. I think both of these teams are really sort of sussing each other out. Really, I hate using that word after the Immanuel's meme. Both really trying to just download each other and analyze and see what preferences each player has for heroes. But Hayden Overwatch team were a tracer away. They were a comfortable tracer away from winning that map, I think, because the only thing they were lacking on Night Market was the cleanup.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Majestic playing Majestic and on this DPS, but it's unfortunate that they don't have, either Joshin or Greeny in here, because Majestic, primarily a support player, he doesn't look bad, but I'd much rather have one of those other guys. And apparently Hayden Overwatch team does not have either of them right now, as I can see Josh is currently playing F1. He's in an F1 tournament, so unfortunate for Hayden Overwatch team, as F1 is keeping them from being able to play. But yeah, as you say, and Map 2 is going to be Rialto here, so what do you think in these compositions are going to look like from what Delirium was preferring to what Hayden Overwatch team was more leaning towards on Lijiang Tower?
I think this one is, considering the SR level of both teams, Strato, I think this is really going to be a case of which team manages to sort of find the comfort and get the train or the snowball rolling, because if Hayden Overwatch team can establish themselves on the objective and get that payload pushing forward, that gives space to people like Tanic to go over to the Echo, to the Pharah, or that gives them forward push where they can hold more aggressive corners with something like a May Rush, and that gives more space to Dux on that Baptiste to just heal his team from a distance. But Echo, Reaper, Tracer, Junkrat, all these dangerous heroes that Delirium are pulling out, and they're definitely vying on their DPS. It's a common strategy, it's a common theme amongst a lot of teams at this ELO. It's you play around very DPS-centric comps, and it works because your DPS can get so much value. The lack of attention sometimes, even for just a second, there was a lack of a grasp on that very first fight on Lijiang Control Center. They didn't grasp the Fire Strike. Dux got one-shot by it, walked into the Fire Strike. That's no Baptiste, which meant Delirium could press the go button. File and Live, those two tanks recognized that, hey, our Hayden Overwatch team were down sustained. They had no way to win an extended fight, and they just walked in. So, great opportunity for both teams to sort of showcase their trademark and try and counter-comp each other. We're going to see what Coach Recurve can source up for this map. Probably going to be Pharah, knowing him, but he might surprise us, you never know.
Yeah, and on the side of Delirium, I think maybe one thing we weren't giving enough props to is, the tempo they were playing at. I think a lot of it goes to De Niro on that support. I think that especially the Lucio kind of keeping his team going and just knowing when to play around his Reinhardt and knowing when to make those individual plays that, maybe we didn't see too much of, but Rialto, obviously a lot of options for him there with a lot of water, especially first and, a little bit of second point. So coming in here, it's going to definitely be a big advantage because, we didn't see all too much Hayden Overwatch team effect from more of the supports, as a lot of Mercy was played, and
yeah,
the Lucio didn't seem all that impactful. But coming in here, we are almost ready, and I can see Hayden Overwatch team winning this, but Delirium, they look like they are very comfortable right now, just sitting up high, and it's gonna be a close.
They might just go back to the rush. I think rush on this map can snowball so hard. If you manage to cleanly win that second fight that inevitably happens on first point, once you push that payload in, you can then go and take that high ground, that castle, that sort of art gallery. Don't quite know what it is, but that important vantage point on second that allows you to sort of just sit in that room on the top and speed out down the stairs onto the oncoming people from spawn. So you can really almost leave someone on the payload, leave your Lucio or leave your Baptiste on the payload and take about as much ground as you want if you can roll the payload in and cap first cleanly. The snowball potential on Rialto is just massive, always has, always will be. So I'm interested to see how both teams elect to play, particularly around second point. This is one of the bane of a lot of teams at this level. They really struggle to unlock second, to really master the art of capping second point. Just those sort of two scuffed fights. Often one team ends up over-ulting in one of them, and it really gets them punished on the crackback. But for now, Delirium opted to go for the defense. They're going to recognize the high grounds, the long sight lines, and as I said, DPS-oriented comp, and there's very few, if not, I think this is probably the pinnacle of a DPS-oriented comp. It's double shield, but it's double shield with a Mercy, with an Ashe, and an Echo. So, Incredible and Zangetsu, they've got to do it again. Let's see if it was a fluke for the first map, or let's see if they've got a little bit about them. Hayden Overwatch seeing them were going out on the rush, so this could potentially be a very messy first fight as Robbie's shield just gets absolutely decimated in about 2.3 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be whichever team is more like the Bengals. Bengals just won, baby. They're chip bound. Let's go. And now as we see Hayden Overwatch team just sitting low ground waiting for them to drop. We're going to push into them. Dropping first now. Robbie low shields here. They are walking forward. Marissa gold out early and swinging on these tanks. Immortality field used, and now he's dead. He's got the shield. He's just trying not to die to this boat, but it's so strong. Eventually, Tanuki will fall to it, but they got the kills first. I'm not exactly sure if I'm pushing that or not. Will go down, and as well as Marshall. So now Hayden Overwatch, they might just roll this in.
They might do. They've made a couple of subs this map, Delirium. I believe they've made actually 2 or 3. The tank line is completely new from them. Unfortunately, he is called Jesus, but there's no miracle. Resurrection of Christ to come in as he got completely one-tapped to start that fight. Great tempo winner from Dux as well, and look, the snowball that I talked about, start of the map in Delirium, walked all the way down. That's 5 on the floor. Robbie, but it only costs everyone around him his life once that shield went down in trade late. He's going to get the crack back. So the response came a little bit quicker than we both expected now. Great copy from Incredible actually to save his team there, because otherwise I think that snowball could have been very, very, very deadly.
That was a crazy 5-man slam from Robbie, but his team wasn't there. Not enough follow, but they will.
His team died behind him. Yeah, there's not much we could do.
Walking forward, they will be able to just push past this window. So maybe as I say that though, Robbie gets taken down and so does Gurgo's back. Tan, he's one in the back of Majestic. Back here now, look at this aggression from Hayden. Tanuki's up here too, but Dux backline goes down to a goblin, Mr. S. Tanuki's able to take down Nine with the turret. Trades are gonna favor Hayden Overwatch here, so I guess Delirium having to back up after getting some very nice picks. Hayden Overwatch team around the offensive here, trying to get these kills before they get out, but they will just be backing up.
Yeah, they've got some great ultimates to zone back Delirium for this fight. Delirium have some great ones to clean up and some very quick win conditions. There we go. That's the foot that comes down. It catches 2. That's a bomb in response from Gurgly though. Ooh. And there we go. 2-3 ultimates committed from both sides, but in the end, Hayden Overwatch team get to press the W key button after they all land down from the gravitic flux from Birdheart. Majestic cleaning up a little bit there at the end of the fight. This time back though from Hayden Overwatch team, it's looking very, very scary for a Delirium fan right now. 5 minutes into third point, and this is a rush-centered, a rush-favored, a massively rush-advantageous portion of Rialto as well. Delirium, they need to go with these ultimates. They need to go with Bongo and snowball it into a window swing, and they need to go past it. Otherwise, the Overwatch team could be looking at a massive comeback. Dux is going to make space for his team, and the Shatter comes out. Does not quite get a lot here in the Bob turn. Robbie, no shield, just has to hide behind this car. Goes finds one, Gurgler finds one on the Mr. S. Now walking forward, Robbie, his shield is dead again, so they're going to have to keep playing around this natural cover and just be able to the Sigma to just try to get some hope. They swap off! They don't use Bongo!
Oh, they swapped to Ryan. Bongo is absolutely wasted there. Martian's going to have to get something big with this window. Uses it early, but the Sigma goes down, and now Mr. S, he will get pinned. The 1 HP on this copy, not able to get the shatter, and Partial going down. Majestic doing so much here. Oh, Mr. S, he's 1 HP on point. The Ash does find Tanic B, and Hayden now cleaning up. Hayden Overwatch team able to get that off maybe an enormous misplay from Delirium by swapping off that Orisa with Bongo.
It's a very core concept. One of the first things that you coach people in this game, that the H key is stronger than the Q key. But when you're playing a spam comp into a rush composition and you have the highest, and let me repeat myself 2 or 3 times here, the highest win percentage ultimate in the game, Bongo. When you have Bongo, a team-wide damage amplification, and then you could have snowballed it into a couple of ults to clean up as well. It's just a mistake to go over to the Reinhardt there. Not only does your Reinhardt not match with everyone else, not only are you literally impostering on your team composition, you lose the best ultimate in your composition with Bongo. Bongo beats so many ultimates. They could have forced absolutely everything, every defensive cooldown from Hayden Overwatch team, and then gone with one of the DPS ultimates to clean up, 2 of which they probably could have gotten online with Bongo. The ultimate is just that powerful. Now, is it the reason that they lost basically 4 or 5 fights in a row? No. Hayden Overwatch team pushed the tempo, they pushed hard, and they drove them all the way back into spawn multiple times. They were living on the edge, but they played the dice roll, and well, it came up lucky number 6 every single time. But for that last fight, they really had a chance to derail the steam train that Hayden Overwatch team were on, and Bongo was that way. It was the way of taking them off the tracks. So I'm going to have to be honest, I'm calling a spade, massive throw from Delirium to swap off there.
Yep, but it's all good. They now have the rush competition with Hanzo and Zarya. I mean, I haven't seen this all too often, but I'm loving it now. Robbie does get hold up, and somehow he finds a Somehow he finds a pick on the Marshall by just pinning out of that room. Now he's pushing into this Ryan. Susu goes down early. Robbie will get walled off, so maybe have to chill out for yet a second.
Oh, I would not pin that. Oh, Robbie, no.
Oh, no, Robbie.
Oh, no.
Okay. Maybe a bit of a misplay there, I guess. Misplay indeed, Robert. But Gurgler does manage to move Mr. S off the map. Nice shot there. And it's just Ducks left. Well, Hayden left to stall, excuse me. Pushing up here after a bit of an odd...
Little bit of an overextension for Robbie, but nonetheless, hey, it draws about a minute off the time bank. I'm not quite sure why he shifted, but hey, it's alright. Both of these main tanks having a little bit of fun on Reinhardt here in the NACC. That's going to be a great wall from M3, but he's Robbie back again. Can he get the 360 slam? And he can! 4 on the floor from Robbie. Has he flipped it? Ooh. Flux come in.
Slam, but Gurgler, he's backing it up. Gurgler finds Flea, 3, 2 at the Flux. Now Robbie finds Jesus, and Hayden Overwatch are going to be able to push this back. That was a very nice flex from Gurgler to be able to keep that fight for his team.
Yeah, again, a little bit tongue-tied trying to cast this at breakneck speed. Delirium, though, their composition is absolutely fine. They just need to build up these ultimates. Ooh, Hayden, that's so cheeky. How does he boop the Reinhardt of all things? Oh, he falls to Marshall. Wait, Tanic is also in the backline? Hayden Overwatch team, what are you doing? Do you have channel points on Delirium? Are you throwing? Wait a minute, this isn't the Hayden Overwatch team I know and love. I didn't sign up for this. When Majestic gets the kill onto the main on the left, and they ran into a tight room against the Reinhardt as well. Strato, what's going on? I don't know.
I mean, something is going on. I mean, Jesus, he's back. His PNP is dead. Absolute pandemonium in this lobby right now. Where is the Moira? Where is he? He jukes everyone. He gets out. He gets a bubble and a nice rock.
Oh.
Okay, well, definitely some plays coming out from both teams. In the end, Hayden Overwatch team just managed to brawl in that room somehow.
Yeah.
Now
so.
It's almost got a nice flux.
But yeah, really fast flux from Gurgler. They fed him so much for ultimate shot. That's going to be an early cryo that comes down to that main looking very juicy. Cancels the slam with the pin.
He cancels the shatter with his pin, and now Gurgler's back and he's on the prowl, finding a nice flex there. Oh my lord, that was
He saw Gurgler on the cam. lets out a very masculine howl there, or probably a scream. I'd imagine that was a let's go and nothing else, because this is a PG-friendly stream. Yeah, massive flux from Girdle though. Hayden Overwatch team really feeling themselves here. This spam composition that they've got going in is really struggling. It's really testing the supports of Delirium. They're not able to find these defenses. It shows like it's a crappy as well. It's a disaster for Delirium.
And he gets the pin. Oh my god, Robbie. Majestic Pines doing the slam only onto Mr. S. Oh, Gurgler. Oh, he is smiling all day. Coming in here, it's just going to be Lucio. Marshall left alive, but he's going to get chunked down by that turret. And oh my lord, what a string of plays there. First Gurgler eats the Tanic is off the bench. What is going on?
This is it's definitely Overwatch, ladies and gentlemen. Do not tear your eyes away from the screen, because there's two ultimates to come in from Delirium, two DPS ultimates for this fight. They've managed to zone off the Reinhardt. The Mail should come in any second now. Can they collapse on him? They don't even need it. And now Delirium finally, Hayden Overwatch team have bitten off too much that they can chew, and in overtime the payload manages to go forward. That's going to be a tempo blizzard, I think, just to zone them off. Oh, this dying there could potentially be disastrous. If Hayden Overwatch team can get the touch Strato, then they're going to be 5 versus Aria. No! Oh, okay.
Quite unfortunate for Hayden
Nice play
Overwatch.
from Marsh.
Ducks does go down, and Nathan are going to have him if they choose to recontest. But now, yeah, Hayden Overwatch is just going to back off and go out. We'll be able to keep them going here. They are pushing up without their Reinhardt, so Hayden Overwatch team, yeah, they might be able to just out-brawl here if they walk up. However, they do have Ducks coming back from spawn, but they don't need him as Gurgler. Okay, Gurgler, he just picks up 3. I mean, what more can this man do? Another left shift from Bobby. I mean, I guess in between maps they just said, look guys, let's be more Chad. And you know what? They've been way more Chad this match. Chad to be able to live that assault through the Zarya. However, good taking down Majestic.
Oh,
Nice
what a
shot
rock
there onto Mr. S. And
What a rock from Girdler.
What
Girdler
a
has
play.
been...
What a man.
Girdler's been on fire this map, by the way. It's a first-person POV. It's a perspective for the entire map. This man is putting a masterclass in on Sigma, really hitting them with it, working them in the neutral and all. This is going to be an interesting rotation, but yes, find Majestic off in the flank, but
He's got the shatter though. Blocks that. Oh, that's an MTD. Oh, Robbie, nice block there. And a returning shatter. He just returned it right to center. He will get frozen up here and chunked down, but not going to be able to live here. However, the rest is funneled into this room, and Tanipy, he's got the ult. He's going to be able to hammer kill the bat.
I think he gets it as well. Oh,
Does
almost.
does not do it. However, Majestic is back. He's got the Hayden Hayden's his first going. Now we see, after the smoke is cleared, it will be Delirium eventually fight as Hayden somehow wants to
Still gets some gets through. I would like both teams to regroup and fight 6v6, because we're watching Overwatch 2 right now, ladies and gentlemen, because both of these teams are pretty much fighting permanently 5v5. That's going to be really good. The Verger here on the Zarya, they've got a Graviton Surge ready to go and 50 energy in tow. So there we go, 92 with a singular bubble. So much spam that's been put in from Hayden Overwatch team into the Zarya. Oh, some charge. That's a massive grab that comes in. Do they have any follow-up? The lamp might be good. The High Noon is even better though. Hayden Overwatch team, they walk into the grab, they soak it, and they throw it back at him. That's a backhand and a half. That is a complete bitch slap. For Delirium, because wow, they thought they were going to win.
They don't have
fight.
their BAB. They don't have that much healing, and now the shatter
Wait.
comes out. Oh, it
Hayden
catches
again.
up too. However, Hayden with another great boot. Gurgler finding Marsh, Majestic finding Chaser. That is going to be it for map 2. Hayden Overwatch team tying up the series 1-1 after what can only be described as absolute chaos.
That was an experience. The Bengals will win it all.
Nah, the Bills will win. I'm telling you.
I don't think so. Not that I follow American football. Warriors in 4. There we go. That's my prediction to the NFL. One set Warriors in 4.
Can't argue with that.
Nonetheless.
But,
What a-
you know,
what a map.
not talking about NFL and maybe talking a bit more about Overwatch, you know, that map, I mean, I guess Delirium were just shell-shocked by what Hayden Overwatch team were trying to do there, you know, coming in with all that energy and all that, you know, just feeding is a strong word, but it looked like they were tactically feeding at some points, and in the end, they were just able to pull out the most, I think, I wouldn't even say dominant, but the most interesting defensive performance I've seen in my many casts. So coming into this next map, it might have to be a tempo shift for Delirium, maybe either matching Hayden Overwatch team's extremely quick tempo or being able to hard back out of these engagements early.
I think if you're a Hayden Overwatch team, you've sort of proved by that map that if you get Delirium lost in the source, then you can get results. But for the side, for the representatives from, I've actually forgotten where they're from. Okay, cursed, never mind. Apologies, gamers. But for Delirium, you just go back to the comps you played on Lijiang. Sub your tanks back in, Fine and Live did a fantastic job of controlling the tempo and controlling the cleanup that came through. They managed to keep everyone on a leash and reined in on Lijiang, and it led to some very effective teamfight wins for them. So I think if those two tanks come back in, if they put that pair back into the lobby, then an Overwatch team are going to have to adapt yet again. It is going to be map pick for Delirium as we go into, I believe it's going to be Escort. But for now, both teams, both coaches, a bit of intermittence as we're going to throw it over to a break. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned. We'll be right back with more NACC right here on BPL.
the fire, but we always get what's required. So many things we desire, but I only bring you a lighter, so we can add fuel to the flames. Keep on playing games. Oh, adding more fuel to the flames. I know I'm to blame. Yes, so I don't wanna love you, I don't wanna hurt you
And we are back, everyone. Hey, Jimmy here, back for the halftime break, I guess. We're still waiting on the teams to get ready for our next map, which will be Kings Row. We're currently at 1-1. You know, both maps, very different tales. That first one on Lijiang. I know people in the BPL community got a little bit nervous because Delirium, it looked like they had that in the back after that map, but then we had Rialto and Strato, as you perfectly pointed out. What a chaotic map that was, right?
Strato AFK, mod check.
No, I'm sorry.
There we go.
I'm still stunned. I'm still absolutely shocked.
Ah, yes, of course.
I've been paralyzed by what I've seen. You know, I think one word that would, like as you said, that was crazy. And you know, I mean, I love to see crazy, but sometimes crazy is hard to cast, man. It's sometimes it just gets to you. And coming into this next map, I mean, I hope that Delirium just match that crazy and turn this game into just a game of who can be crazier and who can make the craziest plays.
You can't spell.
Hayden. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just say you know you can't spell Clown Fiesta without NA, so I'm all here for it. This could be a very spicy couple of maps that we've got in. Both teams still need to win a pair to secure themselves a place and a spot still alive in the tournament before they get sent to the Shadow Realm, before they get vanquished from the NACC. But it looks like
we do have another match happening right now. It's Reminiscence versus Paradise Tempest. Important for us because loser of that match will face whoever wins this match. So you know, another match tomorrow to determine who goes to playoffs. But yeah, as we said, Kings Row next map. Teams are ready, so we're heading in. So handing it back over to our casters, and I'll be back after the match with some interviews.
Okay, we're going to go into Kings Row. We've gone across the pond. We've stayed in Europe, moving from Rialto to Kings Row, the far superior country.
Okay.
Well, to Italy anyway, at least. This is going to be a rush heaven, which is good for Robbie. It's going to be good for Girdler. It's going to be good for File. Incredible and Francesco. I think they were comfortable on the May and the Sim. And it looks like already we've got a... Oh! No, it looks like Delirium do in fact have everyone ready to go. And we've got an Archette. So, Girdler, I've heard that he's been very eager to pull out the Zarya at any opportunity. It's a hero he definitely likes playing. I think since he played it against me in playoffs. So, I'm interested to see how the Girdler Zarya goes in. Tanically on the Hanzo could be a great opportunity to snowball as well. But as I said, like same with that Sigma, you lose so much defensive resource, you lose so much peel and cover for your Reinhardt. So Robbie and Dux are really going to have some synergy and connection if they want to keep the main tank alive for this match. Delirium coming out and standard rush and really just going to look to try and kill Robbie as many times as possible.
Yeah, speaking of Robbie, already needs that lamp to stay alive, but he is swinging away halfway to this ultimate. But on the opposite side, Foul not too far behind. Marshall 1 HP. So wall comes out now from the side of here. However, Tanic be able to take Marshall down because of the game of just trying to find this Lucius when they will get stunned and take him down. However, the full charge of Gurgler here is going to be absolutely annihilating by Lucius and his life here eventually. As we see Lucio, last one standing the shot stall for half the pick, but no, Dux is alive and Dux is ready. That'll be a very fast cap given the Hayden Overwatch team.
Really fast window. Once again, look at them. All 6 leave the payload. It's a very cringe skin choice from the Girdler, but it's very, very energy-based Zarya. He's so high charge, 70% to an ultimate. He's going to get that in 2 or 3 left clicks if he manages to splash it onto both of the backline. Dux's window as well means he's going to be more sustained. The Hayden Overwatch team coming into this next fight. But hey, losing bubbles early could potentially be punishing, but no. Robbie just bins through and immediately gets bubbled for his troubles.
Yeah, I mean, you said it before, but Gurgler with the Zarya's going to be just ready to fuck them whether they're ready or not. And now as we see Reinhardt gets grabbed here, but a nice lamp is going to be able to keep him alive. Thanks, now trading for both teams without a big shatter. File now on the ground as we see, but Hayden goes down alive. Now Robbie backing up 1 HP. However, Junkrat is in Mega Room. Will he be taken down? No, he gets Gurgler!
How does he kill Gurgler down?
What a clown fiesta that was. Now Robbie chunked down the 1 HP. He left alive for a second here by Dux. However, I knew just was going around here. Actually, he gets taken extremely low. Tanically using that all, able to save his team. However, he's got that high noon, and Robbie
Robbie.
Oh, but a great window from Dux to be able to peel off some of that aggression. But now Mr. S walking around B comes out from the side of Delirium. Robbie will get taken down, and that tire means that Majestic. Oh, Majestic is dead. That's gonna be it. Long drawn out fight, but Delirium are eventually gonna move it.
Very, very long fight. They bleed over so many ultimates. That was an expensive investment from Delirium for that, I don't know, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Not quite enough intact with that market to make a joke about it, but their stunts definitely have plummeted because now the Overwatch team, the ones with the tempo, with the advantage in ultimates yet again. They're just going to beat Engage, and Robbie squashes the Lucio of Delirium straight into the side with a little bit of help from a conk mine from the Riptire. It's going to be a bit of a junk diff as both of them trade with each other, but Bile, he's looking very, very strong, very sustained in this front line, just going to swing away. And yeah, no, Robbie means that once again, Hayden Overwatch team have to just back out from that.
Majestic using that backline there. Bomb now coming out from live. Walking back, Robbie's getting pressured by this Lucio. However, Lucio's far up, not going to be punished for that positioning. Gurgler, he's doing a lot of damage. He has this Graviton Surge and uses it. That's 3 stuck in there. And now pushing up this Hayden Overwatch team. The Shatter, it's big. Tanic B following up on that damage. Francesco is taken out by Robbie. As well as the next 5. Oh, Mr. S is
That's not how that's
no
supposed to work.
teabag. Okay, Robbie. Okay.
Report this man for BM. Get him banned. It's egregious. Pressing crouch in my lobby. Grr. Not very happy. Well, I mean, could be a just reward as Incredibly has done got the tire, so if they can go to the point, might be able to get something. Oh, he's going to pin the high noon! Pins the high noon, squashes him against the Reinhardt. Really, really cheeky charge from Robbie. He falls for it though, so now his team have got to clean up, but Gurgler should have all the energy in the world to do so, because his jump rat has been feeding him more than a food bank. The bubble goes in as well. Hayden having no problem going into the front line. This is going to be a very, very dead Diva. Goodbye, sir. And having this Zarya just means that their snowball so hard. It's one of the best maps in the game for her. Pretty much one of the only 2 that she's really viable on anymore. So high. But look how charged Gurgler is. He's just running at them with all the power of God and the universe combined. And Delirium, once again, similar shades of Rialto, they're sent back to the spawn room.
As they said, Virgo's got the Power God and Anime on the side now. He's half HP on point, as is Francesco, but a nice lamp there from the BAP is going to be able to keep him up for a little bit longer. However, Tanabe able to get fired on that left side. And Robbie back on point, just trying to swim away. Live is able to find Dux. Now Hayden, he's got the beat. He might have to use it here. There's not a lot of healing coming in. Yes, a well-timed beat there, able to keep Robbie alive. Another pin. This is going to be this Deeper Bomb on card. However, File is back. He can just be swinging around here live, not able to crush anyone in this bubble. It's going to keep Robbie alive, but for how much longer? Dux isn't back yet. Robbie 1 HP. Francesco, he's out like beans on toast, if you're British at all. But now, as we see, picks are still in favor of Hayden Overwatch team. Francesco, he's just trying to do the best he can. He's not really getting looked at. And now Gurgler 1 HP. A nice lamp there. And the tires those things off.
Wait. The Japanese Lucio?
Yeah, he gets the beat off, so now 3 people alive. And healthy on point, he got 2! Oh my lord, that was absolutely massive. And Majestic calling it lag. You know, it's De Niro, he's calling it skill, but, you know, eventually Delirium is going to be able to close that out. However, Robbie uses Shatter, and De Niro, I mean, he's going down, but, I mean, that was just so back and forth, and Delirium just able to stall for so long.
A fitting name then, because we finally discovered the name of the Lucio from Delirium. Please don't play on Japanese or Korean auto accounts. It makes it very hard to cast. There's a PSA for all casters out there. But nonetheless, De Niro by name, Cash by nature. That was an absolute money boot that came in from the Lucio of Delirium. Pretty much saved the fight, otherwise Hayden Overwatch team would have had an electric time bank to come in, and now the Delirium manages to live out the stall. This could be a tire to once again drain this clock if they can find Big. The bubble goes down early, he's wiggling, and Robbie, who swapped over to the pig, gets sent back to spawn. That's a freshly served bacon sandwich for the side of Delirium. Probably some HP sauce or whatever the fuck people put on bacon sandwiches in North America. I'm not quite sure, but nonetheless, minute 30 left on the clock. Really quick, clean fight win for Delirium, and that gives them a great opportunity, because now they've really only got the grav to deal with. Just the tire. Oh no, the tire as well. Okay, yeah, 2 ultimates from Hayden Overwatch team, so almost there for Delirium. Just 1 or 2 fights more.
Jungler's gonna need to come up big. He gets hooked though. Oh, he won't get taken damage alive. What a big grab eat now. Oh, Delirium, they're gonna be able to push forward here on this bomb. There's no lamp out. Now Hayden Overwatch team, none of them fall to that, but Gurgler 1 HP is gonna get taken out by Francesco. Now Hayden, he's got the beat, is able to take down Foul. He's gonna have to push it here. Is now only 50 seconds left. Francesco's in the back, just trying to put pressure on these supports, and now a great pulse bomb there just does damage, not much else. However, Mr. S, he's back. He finds Canopy. Now Hayden using this beat, but traded quickly back by Delirium. Jesse's got the high noon, got a lot in his sights, but does not want to use it. Does not want to get caught out. Robbie back, or Gurgler back on this Reinhardt, but chunked down immediately, and yet another retreat from Hayden Overwatch team. They only have 30 seconds left. This could be disastrous.
It really could. That Gravy was a little bit too inspirational. I mean, it was a really nice read from live. Girdler was always going to grab there. The fact they looked at the floor made it even more obvious, but Girdler has gone over to his natural main tank role, something that I wasn't aware until very, very late in interacting with him. This is his primary role, his comfort role, only signed up to BPL to play off time. Great window, high noon from Majestic, they're going to give Hayden Overwatch team a great window, quite literally, into this fight. Now they've got picked on point, but File, the nano boost, the whole hog, going absolutely wild. The power of the Kiwi decimates everyone on the side of Hayden Overwatch team. This man was jailed on Reinhardt, clearly, because he's been cooking on the pig. Hayden Overwatch team are the ones getting turned into bacon, and Delirium full hold.
Yep, that was pretty back and forth. Majestic looking like he's ready to go skiing here, but you know, they're gonna have to do some work first. Hayden Overwatch team not quite able to finish out the map, and if I were them, I wouldn't be all too happy with that. They had a lot of time going into that second point, that third point too, so keeping up with this, they're gonna have to pull out something just as incredible to keep Delirium from being able to full cap on King's Row. But as we saw, you know, maybe a bit of roadhog from both teams, and File was able to get the better of Robbie in most of the engagements. However, if Hayden Overwatch team are able to coordinate something big here, I know Farah, one of Tennepe's best heroes, pretty good on this first point. They may choose to run that. However, we'll have to see, and we'll you know, decide if this is even the comp they're running with Ana Bat.
Is this for real from Hayden Overwatch team? Okay, so they're going to be playing static. They're going to be playing probably around the lamp that can come in. It's going to be hell of a sustain. I would wonder if Girdler actually could have gone over to the Reinhardt or the Sigma, because I mean, it just allows you to play something more greedy on the off tank, right? Majestic has got ski goggles on, by the way. Don't think anyone on there. I literally just noticed that, so I'm not quite sure how he's able to click on people at all. Didn't show up in the kill feed much that first map, to be fair, so that could be a reason why. But Majestic clearly showing up for the cam. That could be another Bakura incident. That actually might not even be Majestic on the cam. I'd have to get confirmation from Prod from that one. Is it? Okay, well, let's see how he's going to do with ski goggles on. As a Delirium come out on, well, a standard rush comp, except Increíble back on the clearly favoured Junkrat at this point. He's played that quite a lot.
Yeah, Increíble, also known as Mr. S, just trying to get some poke damage in, and Hayden on the Ana will get taken down. A nice little dive there from the Nero. Tenepy also taken down by Francesco. Now just speeding in here is Delirium. They're going to be able to just clean up the rest of the pressing. No more lamps, no more ducks, and no more point A for them. It's a very fast time bank off of a pick onto Hayden that maybe shouldn't even have been on that hero.
I've not made the pun already, so I'm going to make it now. I mean, Delirium clearly sending their opponents into Delirium. Hayden Overwatch team were dizzy there, not quite sure what that composition was. They had so many things to look at for this attacking team, and this is a really, really fast cap. They are going to be fighting a 4v6 with Francesco and Marshall in the spawn, marshalling that payload. They're going to be pushing that one through, and that allows Hayden Overwatch team to get and hold this all-important gate. So now they've got window swings and ducks. That's going to be so important. There we go. Tanic B, he's gone over to the Junkrat to take the mirror, and he's shredding Delirium apart. That's going to be those two that went for the payload. Back to the spawn they go, and Hayden Overwatch team by themselves, they reprieve a moment to rest, and a great opportunity to just rinse and repeat and really get these spam angles down to make it so hard for Delirium to walk through any choke point that they have to.
The wrap around, it's Mr. S and File. They're just going to be backing out.
One shot by Tanic.
Yeah, maybe not the best play there. Maybe a bit of an odd thing to do. However, technically, he may be doing the same. No, he's chilling. He doesn't want what happened to Mr. S to happen too. Both Junkrats have their tires now walking in. Francesco waiting for him. Not going to really this fight. We have File dropping the shatter, catches only onto Majestic. However, Lamp is out. Tire gets taken down from both teams. And now bomb from Gurgler, beat drop out from the side of Dinero, but Mr. S finds two. Francesco going down as well, so trades come out all over the place. File 1 HP almost dies to that martyrdom, and Dux, he's gonna be able to find that piercing blow. And now Gurgler, he's on the back, he's on Marshall. Marshall goes down to Dux. Dux yet again, finding so much damage and value out here. Getting kept up by Gurgler and Hayden. Dux is gonna be the main damage dealer for the time being. Now the bomb comes out, he's gonna be livid, yes, but he's 1 HP from that fatality field. He's got the winner, but he's gonna get taken down by Francesco. So now backing up will be Hayden Overwatch team. Gurgler's on that Mega, but hopefully he's able to get out, which he is.
Yeah, quack bitches, that's a really nice clutch from Duck. Bought so much time to Hayden Overwatch team to come in and force Delirium to commit. Both of those defensive ultimates as well. Just getting 2 or 3 really slows down the snowball that can come in from this attacking team. But nonetheless, look at the spam that Tanic B puts down. It really, really shakes this attacking side. It drains so much of that Reinhardt shield. But nope, that's going to be no more of those crazy grenades as Tanic B falls. It's going to have to be an instant window response from Duck. Robbie's shatter also goes wide. So Hayden Overwatch team, though, they really want to win this. They're investing.
They used both supportals, but they kept Mr. S alive. He's taken down Hayden and Robbie so far in this fight, and he's still alive. He's doing more, finds Gurgler, and oh, this is not what you were hoping for if you're Hayden Overwatch. They invested 3 ults early in that fight, and Delirium were just able to trade away. He's now alive. Maybe doesn't have his mag or his life, but he's just going to be resetting 4 minutes, and you know, maybe 4 minutes, 20 seconds left.
Yeah, we get a test of Delirium's metal here as we move on to the 3rd point of King's Row. I thought that was maybe a chance for Hayden Overwatch team to swing it around, but they played themselves well. They sort of disengaged, they waited for their cooldowns and they pushed back in. They get themselves a very, very nice 10 back here. You don't even need to complete the map, but they don't need to complete the map. They just need to get it almost there. Robbie's falling. Ooh, Tanic B's tire has to be big here.
I mean, it's set up for that bomb, so now the Nero did go down. File half HP here, just trying to swing away. He will get taken from Gurgler. Big thing soon. NFP finding the better of Mr. S. Live now, Team NACC is probably just going to try to reset. That will be backup call for Delirium after, you know, some well-timed ultimates and some just big plays, especially from the Gurgler.
Yeah, I do wonder if either of these teams just decide to go over to May, how much an advantage they could get, because both of them are bleeding so much ultimate charge over to the other. The, you know, Dutch has got window basically off cooldown. Marshall has window off cooldown. De Niro hit on the Lucio. He's almost got sound barrier ready to go. This is going to be a high noon, so really dangerous to put it straight through the amplification matrix. But they get so much value from it. Look how quickly Hayden Overwatch team fall. That was a really nice engage actually. Through the window they push, and it just forced so many resources out from Hayden Overwatch team. They could not match. Now Delirium, they put themselves in a very commanding position to take this map and make it 2-1 in the series. 1-5 territory here for Delirium.
And this Riptire has potential to be big, but a great fight strike from Robbie. They do have to stick cart now. Gurgler's dropping over that, as you said. Now Mr. S is caught out behind and will get taken down, but Robbie down on point 5 with a big shatter. Catches 2 and they get off point! Oh no, Hayden Overwatch team. They're not able to keep the touch going. They're not able to keep cart from rolling in there, and they will go down 2-1 against Delirium. Kings are out, just not their map. GG go.
Very fitting that File saved that map actually. That was a 3-man Earth Shatter. Very popular Reinhardt map. Ooh, almost was flaming the Junkrat in the post-match lobby. Mr. S went a little bit too adventurous there on the flank. He was trying to go for the highlight reel a little bit too hard, but they just walked in. Robbie's shield was basically broken as that Earth Shatter came down from File. The main tank from Delirium stood up and he took charge and he put Hayden Overwatch team on their 3 on the floor. They instantly died to the hammer swing that came out afterwards. That Earth Shatter now doing so much damage. And well, it meant the Hayden Overwatch team couldn't touch. Not a C9 chat, because about half of them were back in the spawn room or on the floor. So, in quite a commanding position with a lot of time left on the clock, Delirium subbed back in their main roster. File and Live looked really dominant, really comfortable on the Rhine Diva. That map, once again, reliables and, well, I mean, there you go. That's going to be 2-1 Delirium, and that's match point for the visitors.
Yep, definitely some plays at the end there, but I mean, first point was just an absolute stomp. I'm not a big fan of the Ana composition there in the slightest. However, you know, maybe they had something that would make it work, but it just got taken absolute advantage of by De Niro, who's been absolutely popping off so far. And, you know, Hayden Overwatch team, they're going to have to be able to battle back here to draw this up to 2-2. And even if they do, we know how Hayden Overwatch team do with 2-2 series. Oh, boy.
A 2-1 comfort zone.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not most comfortable if you do look at grand finals of Bad Patch Mario League Season 3 as, you know, hopefully they just don't go to Ilios if it is map 5. But we will have to see. Next map obviously going to be a 2CP. What maps would you like to see come out here, Jace?
None, because I absolutely hate 2CP, but if I'm Hayden Overwatch team, you should probably play something that leans in to a May of Tanic B, or something like maybe even the Farah. The Junkrat, Mr. S from Delirium, was getting far too much value in these neutral fights. The tanks as well, File and Live, were very, very, very dominant. And to be fair, Marshall and De Niro from Delirium as well also put in quietly solid performances. They were definitely charging the ultimates slower than Hayden Overwatch team, but when you're winning, that means that you get, when you're winning, you just take less damage, which means that you charge your support ultimates slower. It felt like Dux always had window first, but when they did decide to use those sound barriers most of the time, they were really, really good from De Niro. So he's popping off. He's having quietly a great game. Got some huge boops as well, actually, on that map. That 2k on the defense to save the point too. So if I'm Hayden Overwatch team, I need to play something that isn't good for Junkrat, probably isn't good for Ryan Diva as well. We're doing a little bit of a plug and advert. Yeah, there's going to be F1, so any fans of F1, not me, but very, very popular sport nowadays, I think, because of the Drive to Survive documentary on Netflix as well, that flourished. Yeah, live on BPL_2 for all your Grand Prix. I believe it is the Silverstone Grand Prix that's going on right now. Yeah, quick update. Looks like Aaron Dawes and Mint are currently in the top 3, so yeah, they're crushing it around the UK track. And for now, let's hopefully, if I can ask Prod to throw it in, I want to see how the other match is doing. Reminiscence versus Paradise Tempest. It would be nice to get an update on that map. I believe it was currently 2-0 when we left off, so be interesting to see what that map is doing, because it's going to be very important for the winner of this game. That's going to be then opponent to stay alive in the tournament.
Yes, it is a 2-1 Reminiscence as we do continue to, watch for these scores. As, coming into this tournament, maybe not a big idea of how these teams would match up, but coming back into it, we do see this side of the bracket, at least, with no Quaka Queens or Forefront Esports, we do see Reminiscence looking like an early leader. They did 3-0 Hayden Overwatch team yesterday, or not yesterday, excuse me, the day they did play. And coming in, they are up against Paradise Tempest, who also 3-0 Delirium. So this is definitely a good battle. If you want to watch that, go click over there, but then click back when the next map starts for Hayden Overwatch team, as we love having you. So obviously coming in, that was a courtesy win map on King's Row. Hayden Overwatch team couldn't let that happen. Couldn't win on that map, or else it would be unfair if they were ever up in the series. So coming back in to this other games, coming up, Mirage Alliance versus Atomic, a BPL team, and then Forefront Esports versus Quaka Queen. So that match, definitely the one that's Quaka Queen.
Yeah, it'll be a banger game. Anyone familiar with BPL will recognize a lot of Kuroka because they made the transition over from League Zero. That feels like a League Zero hybrid team. They've come over, a lot of them competing for Reverse and Draw 4 respectively. Atomic, they're going to be nice and warmed up though. The majority of them have just played for my team, Butterfly Effect, in the BPL Snowdown tournament that we're currently hosting. Beat 3-1, but hey, it's a map warm-up for Atomic, so interested to see if Atomic can get their revenge and keep themselves alive in the bracket. But for now, all our focus is on Hayden Overwatch team. Our unlikely runners-up last season find themselves 2-1 down, and they have to be perfect. They need 2 maps on the bounce, on the spin. And well, Strato, one of them's going to be 2CP, and the reason I hate this game mode is because every other game mode, it feels like you're really not punished for making a mistake in that first fight. You always have the second to recontest, but not on 2CP. If you stagger, if you dare bleed over too much ultimate charge to the right characters, that's Genji, that's Echo, that's Sombra, that's Zarya, that's Ana, the enemy team are going to cap A, walk to B, and press Q. So really bad mode, really badly designed, especially with the way that ultimates work in Overwatch. I'm so glad it's gone for Overwatch 2. I will be very happy the day they just decide to permanently delete TCP from Overwatch 1. But we actually are going over to one of the better maps. We're going to be moving away from King's Row, so we're staying in the cold, but we're going over to Russia, the land of rigged elections, wolves, and chili coats. No, I got nothing else. It's going to be Volskaya Industries' pick for Hayden Overwatch team.
Yeah, and as we know, Volskaya Industries, a lot of different compositions can be played, but, most likely we'll be seeing a double shield poke from the defensive side. However, coming into it, both teams flashing something that, maybe not looking like that. A Wrecking Ball would be a first here for this series, even though Wrecking Ball is extremely meta at this day and age. But yeah, Delirium running out on the defense with a pretty good composition. However, if Hayden Overwatch team do manage to scout out that Zen, it's going to be up to Live to be able to really keep him alive, as Marshall is going to be in the sky with Mr. S. So coming in here, Hayden Overwatch team going to play Rush here without a Sim, so they're going to be taking those long staircases up to the high ground to try to be able to rotate and hoping that File doesn't just absolutely disrupt their push.
Yeah, this is going to be risky, I think, from Delirium. Their comp is oh so squishy if they catch the wrong end of the Peacekeeper from Greeny, who's subbed in for the first time this series. And Marshall Ordinero could be sent packing back to the spawn. But for now, Hayden Overwatch team just going to wrap to the objective, and so much damage though. And there we go. Hayden Overwatch team, they took so much damage, but they dealt it back tenfold. And there we go. That's the first mistake I talked about. As the attacking team looks like Hayden Overwatch team are going to take a very, very fast point A capture.
Yeah, very nice breakout pick there under the Echo. Now, another great fire strike from Robbie. This one onto Francesco on that Tracer. A lot of good things being done in that fight by Hayden Overwatch team, just trying to bunker in that small room. It managed to work out for them now. Some swaps coming up from Delirium. It's about Rose can go down to that turret. Marshall over to the BAP. De Niro over to the Lucio, which he is known for, obviously in this series at least. And Francesco swapping over to the Cassidy with File, swapping over to Ryan. So it will be a Rush v Rush mirror, with the main difference being Mr. S and Echo and Tennekvale and Torbjorn. However, we see Hayden Overwatch team walking up fast here. Window out from Ducks. He's going to be able to keep his team alive and damage going out, but he does use Lamp early. So point control is over to the side of Hayden Overwatch team, and Live goes down. Tennekvale doing a lot of damage there, and Mr. S is just forced to keep poking from behind. However, this does have this ult. Tennekvale using his ult, and Mr. S is walking right into it, and he goes down. Unfortunate now. This Lucio of De Niro's 1 HP. Greeny finally back in and uses this high noon. Wow, goes in front to that molten core as well, and it's just Hayden Overwatch team all in the kill feed here. Not a lot of space for Delirium to really move at all, and that's going to be a 5-minute, 20-second time bank for Hayden Overwatch team, and you can see Gurgler with a massive grin on his face, knowing, this might be their match.
There we go. That's 2CP in a nutshell. It was a little bit over-exaggerated because Delirium did not land themselves a single final blow. It was only 2 fights, but that's the snowball advantage, the thing I talked about at the start of the map. 2 AT, 2 perfection. That window from Ducks allowed Tennekvale to charge up that zoning ultimate so fast. Delirium got funneled into that choke point just outside their own spawn. Tennekvale put down the hot fudge to cover the icy floors of Volskaya point B, and it was too much heat for Delirium to handle. They got cooked, sent back to the spawn room, and now 5 minutes 20 on the time bank. There is only 2 or 3 things that Hayden Overwatch team could possibly do wrong here to essentially lose a time bank that massive, and one of them involves a PayPal check. There'd have to be a glorious amount of match fixing and throwing, because that hold is so strong. Hayden Overwatch team basically only need to win 1 or 2 fights on this defense to get a better time bank, and to massively outscale the time bank that Delirium have got. Speaking of throwing, it looks like Robbie and Girdler have taken into Le Chateau, into the hotel. They're going to get a cheeky high ground angle, both of them. And we know Girdler loves these off angles on the Sigma, but Robbie on the Reinhardt, okay, all the team are following. It's a lot better, actually. So this could go disastrously wrong, actually. Let's see.
I mean, it could go disastrously right. They do scout him out early here. Francesco does get stunned. However, rotate both teams just trying to make their way to the point. Robbie, nice stun there from Francesco. So Robbie's 1 HP. Is he going to be able to get saved? No! File just walking forward, taking down Tennekvale and Robbie. A bit of a late lamp there from Ducks. And now point is going to go very fast. Gurgler probably not going to be able to stall. Ducks does get taken down, and perhaps setting up for an even faster time bank for Delirium coming into the second point. They have 6.5 minutes to be able to do it.
I think in defense of Hayden Overwatch team, they were clearly looking to go against a bolt-on play Winston comp. I think they knew if it was a rush mirror, they would not have staged that far up. But once again, the snowball advantage comes in. Marshall's got windowed. This means that Robbie and Gurgler are going to be so pressured in this fight. And with Lamp falling down early from both teams, Delirium have just about established themselves on this objective. That's no shield. That's a shatter.
Oh,
so
massive
big.
shatter from Vile. And now Robbie and Tanik get taken down early. However, the rest of the team does manage to survive. Live manages to knock Gurgler off the map. But
It's a better time ban. It's a better time ban. No way. No way. Oh my.
Time Banks.
Oh my god.
Time Banks whittled down. Delirium and Hayden Overwatch team. You guys know you can play defense, right? Jesus
I think that has to test it TBH. There was only like one or two things that Hayden Overwatch team could do to get a worse time ban, and that was it. Luckily, thank the gods, the time ban has been reduced by basically over 3 minutes for either side to get down to 2 minutes, so this really puts both teams on the clock, on the objective. I did not want to see 10 more collective minutes of this godforsaken mode. Hayden Overwatch team making it a little bit interesting, I guess. I'm really not sure what to think of that. Hayden Overwatch team just needed to simply win a fight, and they did not. This has now been both rounds where the defensive side have not scored a singular final blow. I mean, I love Overwatch, like, don't get me wrong, guys, but, like, this much 2CP, I'm not a fan of.
I guess it's 2CP, and coming in here, we'll find which team sucks less, as we read in the chat. But coming in here, maybe one of these teams has learned how to play defense. Most likely not, as you know, maybe Mr. S on this Hanzo is the difference. Maybe he's going to be able to keep Hayden Overwatch team in check, find an early pick, and stop them from being able to just do what they did last time, just roll over this.
They're going to have to now, both teams. Well, I mean, if they could afford to make a mistake on that last point, now the pressure's really going to be on. Hayden Overwatch team really threw away a great time and they just needed to play safe on the defense and play for the clock and try and win it, but now they've got to be quick, and when they quick, well, they get rushed and these mistakes that can come through. Robbie now already needs to wait 10 to 15 seconds because he cannot go in. Look at how low he is, shield and HP wise, so it's more time off the clock for Hayden Overwatch team.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some waiting out here. Incredible. Mr. has fired in, does take down the turret. Not much else. Those bouncy arrows. Oh, he gets taken out so low. Not able to find. Nobody's able to find the finishing blow on him. But Ducks, this window is going to be able to force the rest of Delirium into the cider. Now we're going to get back here. They have the window of their own, and Robbie's falling down with low HP. But a great E from Gurgler and another massive shatter. Oh, that's 4 on the floor, and now they're out the door. Hayden Overwatch team is going to be sent right back to that spawn. As Delirium, a nice team kill there off the back of a massive shatter from Vile.
Yeah, going to be having ice on their backs from that one because Vile put them in the freezer. I believe once again, Hayden Overwatch team just not being decisive enough. That's 2 fights in a row now. It happened on the defense. They managed to break the shield of Robbie. They broke it so fast with the window from Marshall. So that recontest swing from that back tooth for Delirium was perfect. They got the shield of Robbie down, and then the rest of his team could do absolutely nothing about it. They just got one shot, and now Robbie's got a shadow of his own. Has to go through the high noon, but he just gets popped. Delirium really playing the game of defensive resources here. They're forcing so much out from Hayden Overwatch team, and it means that the fights are so quick, Strauer. They can't play the game. They're just getting ran on and they're getting completely one-shot. Really need some ultimates to come back through from Hayden Overwatch team, otherwise this could be a full hold with 10 seconds left. This Hayden Overwatch team now has got to scramble to the point. They might not even touch.
Now coming back here, this Dragon Strike can be massive. He doesn't even have his ult, and he goes around the side and gets nothing on that flank bomb coming out. Oh, Greedy! Greedy finds 2 with that high noon. That's exactly what Hayden Overwatch team needed, and now, oh, Mr. S is trying to do damage. Robbie 1 HP. I don't know where he's going, but live 3K bomb! Oh, that's not ideal for Hayden Overwatch team, but that is ideal for Delirium. Not Ducks dropping this. I'm not going to be able to find anything off of it. I say that though, but you know, nothing does happen. Marshall's lamp is all that goes down, and that is a full hold from Delirium. And this, unless this stall gets something, but I do not believe it will. Tanik just on this chase, he gets taken out by Live. It's going to be Robbie. He can't even touch, and that is going to be a full hold guaranteed from Delirium to be able to stop Hayden Overwatch team, and the best they can hope for now is a draw.
Yeah, confidence flying clearly high in the Delirium camp. Marshall gives us a little salute on the cam, and honestly, salute to that bomb that came in from Live. That was a 3K from range. Call him Kyle Korver, call him Steph Curry, call him whoever you want. That was 3 from deep. Greeny found the open with the high noon swing. Hayden Overwatch team had to go fast, and it meant that, well, they got a bit scattered on the objective, and they were collected, they were rounded up, they were shepherded nicely through into that Diva bomb that came out from the off tank of Delirium. Live, well, he's been a live wire this map all over the place. And finally they just managed to get the bomb to end it. Delirium's tank's just living for so much longer, I think, than Hayden Overwatch teams, and it's really meaning that Mr. S and Francesco can find these angles late into the fight as well. And now it's unwinnable for Hayden Overwatch team. Delirium have 2 minutes, they need a tip. I would hate for this map to be a draw, because it feels like neither of these teams really deserve to lose it. Sorry, neither of these teams deserve to draw it, I think. I think both of these teams deserve some form of result on this map. For Hayden Overwatch team, though, just a bit too sloppy on the attack. They rushed it, I think, too much Strato. And now, well, Delirium, they need basically a fight to wrap up this series and send Hayden Overwatch team down and out of the NACC.
Yeah, I will say I prefer this tool on defense much more than attack. Of course, technically not even able to charge up an ult on that last attack, but Mr. S is really taking in that charge. Now the brawl's happening to the exact same spot as happening on the opposite side, but Robbie taking down Solo already. So much damage coming out from Delirium. They are eventually going to back up here, so maybe it's swapping at sides, or they're just trying to recharge those shields. Turret back up here from the side of Hidden West. He's going to be taking that passive damage and really taken down by Nero. And now File's down. That's exactly what Hayden Overwatch needed. Live only halfway through. It's going to get walked down here. Live for a little longer. Robbie taken down by Mr. S. Oh, Live loses their mech though, so this is fine for Hayden Overwatch until now. Tannic be taken out, and now no more Diva mech. Oh, this is abysmal. And now Delirium, they're going to be able to push forward for free here. There's like 2 people left. Dux does have this window, but as does Marshall. And it's the Nero trying to get into that back lane. He's moving them away. And now Francesco, he's here to back up, but he misses. The fan hammer misses. Oh, Greeny lives here. He almost has this high noon, but Dux goes down. Dux going in. Oh, that's going to be it. Hayden Overwatch team loses 3-1 and are out of the NACC. Delirium taking a clean 3-0 victory. And that is going to be it. So,
Oh no! On the map of the eternal winter strato, Hayden Overwatch team, rename yourselves to the Sons of Icarus because you flew too close to the sun. You overextended so hard. Both Robbie and Gurgler got popped in an instant. They did the hard thing. They killed the Reinhardt. They won the fight. But both tanks way too overextended from Hayden Overwatch team. They fell down. The respawns that came in from Delirium were always going to be the deciding factor. There was almost a swing clutch that came out.
Yeah, great win from Delirium for sure. I guess you can understand that we, at least here, are a little bit disappointed with the result because we were secretly cheering. I mean, not secretly. You guys could probably hear it from the cast, but we were definitely cheering on Hayden Overwatch team as one of our own teams here, of course. Yeah, sad to see them go so early. But what would you guys say was the difference maker in this match? Because at least for Rialto and parts of Kings Row, it looked like Hayden Overwatch team. It started looking like they were coming back a little bit. But what happened after that?
I think they just really misjudged the tempo, and they misjudged. There was clearly maybe a bit of rust for some of these players haven't played together in a while. Even though the scrims came through, it just felt like in these moments where you really needed to call out the cooldowns, you needed to manage the turret, you needed to make sure you overlaid your DM and your shield correctly. Hayden Overwatch team fell down, Delirium rose up, and it meant that last fight, they wanted to push in. Robbie and Gurgler wanted to be aggressive, but Hayden Overwatch team, the backline did not go with them, and it meant that they got snapped like a piece of cheap plastic, and down they fell. They got completely smashed to smithereens. Delirium had the respawns and they cleaned up, and there you go. That was the map done and dusted.
Yeah, and respect, or I guess credit to Delirium. I mean, they played really well.
Really well.
Looked very coordinated, especially on their attacks on Kings Row and here on Volskaya. So, we don't really know them yet, or most of these players are unknown to us. But is there anyone that really stood out for you guys in this match? For me, I would definitely say the DPS line of Mr. S, and I forgot the other name already. But yeah, is there anyone else you guys want to highlight on the side of Delirium?
Yeah.
For me,
Francesco
if I
was good
could
as well.
go.
Francesco,
For me,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'd say Dinero, because Dinero was, for me, as a main support player, I mean, maybe I'm just noticing it a bit more, but a lot of great plays. a mix between like aggression and then just playing with the team. It just felt like, always in the right place at the right time to make the right play. So
Yeah.
that's just what I was seeing, and I think that's the bright spot on Delirium for sure.
Main support in Rush can sometimes feel very, very unimpactful. You are a speed bot 90% of the time, but De Niro's beats were cash and his boops were money in the bank as well. So gotta give credit to the backline of Delirium. They were excellent today, and it really meant that File and Live played with the confidence of Grandmaster players, and they kind of rolled on some of these Rush maps as well. They played so high tempo, and it was ultimately a big difference maker in some of these Rush maps. Looks like we've got some interviews, and by some I mean basically all of Hayden Overwatch teamers are going to make their departure.
We're gonna do a little exit interview with our own BPL team. Not in this Discord difference, so I think it's a little easier for us here. But I believe we have I see Tanik B, I see Hayden, I see Robbie, and one of their coaches with Worstcast. How's it going, you guys? How are you feeling?
We do a little bit of
I cannot play Overwatch anymore.
Overwatch kind of sucks. It's unfortunate, but
Retiring for FNAF World. See you later.
Retiring for Fortnite.
real.
Yeah.
We heard that you guys had availability issues today because of some other factors. But talk us through the match, because it looks like on Rialto at least, and for like parts of Kingsrow, you guys looked like you were coming back. You guys looked like you were hulking up. But what happened after that? Like, can you talk us a little bit through how the match went for you guys?
We were just having fun. I'm gonna be honest. We were like, I don't think there was a difference between when we were winning and when we were losing. We were just screaming and trolling in our team chat. Hayden was jumping off the map.
Okay,
If anything, the other team, maybe don't watch that Rialto VOD. That one might haunt you for a little. That might hurt. That one might hurt. But we had fun, and that's what matters. Smiling emoji.
Yeah.
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 From a coach perspective, if you want to know what happened in that map, I don't know. I'm gonna be real. They kind of just went ape mode, and then I told them after the thing, "Yo, keep doing that." Then they just trolled with Zarya. So
Fucking
you
regular moment.
I mean, we definitely noticed that on the cast too, that you guys were just having fun, and hey, that's what counts. It's just a community tournament. But I wanted to ask you guys, what did it meant to you guys to represent all of BPL in this, and were you guys happy to be back together for one more time as a team?
I mean, yeah, it was
Fun,
great,
fun.
except playing with Hayden. That was the worst.
Wow. It was fun reuniting with the squadron.
Yeah, I think we represented BPL well. We pulled up. We choked a game. We blamed lag. We started drama in BPL general. I mean, what more can you ask for?
BPL experience.
We did the
I think.
BPL experience.
Yeah. Oh, don't forget the Michael Jordan gifts on Twitter.
Yeah, and we shit posted on Twitter. That's real, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
True. You gave everyone the full BPL experience, nothing more, nothing less, to the T.
So
Yeah.
going down with a smile. That's I love to hear it. So as like parting words, I guess, is there anything else you wanna tell our viewers? So you guys gonna be cheering on Atomic after this, because they're the remaining BPL team?
No, I don't think
I
so.
hope Atomic loses, so we could be losers together.
Yeah, real.
I hate
Yeah.
Atomic.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're gonna be real, we can just say L plus ratio plus your diamond players may be better, but we have S League, so it doesn't matter.
As you can see,
Yeah.
BPL, one big community. We all love each other. And with that,
I think
will
we would
say,
have won with minimum latency on.
Yeah, I think we should put that back on. I don't know why we turned that off.
I
It's
don't
really
know why
weird.
the lobby
have
didn't
no
have
idea
it
what
on.
happened.
That was pretty
That
weird.
was
I
really
thought it was in
weird.
the rule book, but they must have
We
changed
learned how to
it.
wave dash
Yeah,
last
I
map.
think we're gonna
Just
need to
start putting
replay the
latency on
match.
there.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to play the match
No.
again. It's a little,
Wait,
I'm
what
a little
score is the
tired.
Bengals game?
Bengals lost.
Bengals
Yeah,
won.
the
They
Bengals
won.
won.
I lied. I
They
lied.
won.
Yo.
They won.
Lied.
Okay.
Yo,
Joe Burrow
players.
run.
I think we're
That's
done
not-
here.
we are not
laughing.
Thank you very
No, we're
much,
not done
Hayden
here.
Overwatch team.
We
Thank
It was
you for
great
having
talking to you
us.
guys. Now get out of here.
No thanks.
Bye,
Thank
Thank
you.
No,
Thank you,
we're
Jimmy.
not
You're the
eating.
best host.
Titans
Jimmy's the
lost.
best host.
Goats.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Out.
Good stream. See you guys.
Love all the support that I heard. Wait, where's my Okay, you're back.
We don't hold out as well.
Love hearing all the support for fellow teams like Atomic. So great to see what a big community we all are here. But anyway, I think the other game is currently still on map 5. Between what was it? Oh God, what were the teams' names? Reminiscence and Paradise Tempest. So whoever wins this match will face Delirium in the next game. Definitely going to be expecting a good team because I mean this was the first time that I really saw Delirium in action, and they look like a really good team. So you know I'm going to be excited to see how far they can go in this tournament. But we are going to go to a quick break here. We have one more game, one more BPL team versus one more UGC team. So we're going to see if we can get the revenge here. It's going to be Atomic versus Mirage Alliance. Another elimination match. Let's hope maybe our other BPL team will do a little bit better in that one. Actually, no, it's not going to be a short break, sorry, because we have a strict schedule here, so we're going to be back in around 20 minutes, because the game's going to start at 9 p.m. EST. MFG is going to host that match, so definitely stay tuned for that, and we're going to be back for that. I'm going to say thank you, Jace and Strato, for casting that match. It was a lot of fun, and we'll be back at 9 EST.
I'm burning in my skin. Can't get them out of my head. Words, these words are said to me. Yeah, stop my heart barely beating, and now I'm stuck on repeat. I
Yeah.
just how it's meant to be. This is where our worlds collide. This is where we come alive. This is where we realize. This is where we realize.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a special production. We got an NACC match for you guys. Mirage Alliance going up against BPL's very own Atomic. I am MFG, joined today by Freya and Haitian Homie.
Hello.
Hey there.
So like I said, our two teams today are going to be Atomic and Mirage Alliance. Obviously, if you are watching here from BPL, you're quite familiar with the roster from Atomic. We've got those names that we remember. But on the side of Mirage Alliance, we've got a lot of people that we may not know yet.
Perfect opportunity to get to know them, though. So it'll be exciting to see these two teams kind of face off. When I was taking a look at Mirage Alliance to get a little more familiar with them, I was really taking a look at their supports in particular. So I'm interested to see how the backlines kind of stack up between these two teams.
Yeah, I know the backline for Atomic is very strong. Osiren is an extremely good flex support, has climbed even since the end of BPL, and is definitely one of the core parts of the team. And if we're talking about backlines, we can't forget Rafa, just like crazy Lucio player going in, getting kills. I think Atomic's rush is really, really strong, and I think that might be the difference maker here. We'll see how Mirage Alliance's rush stacks up against it, but I'm excited to see both these teams play that comp. I think that would be the highlight for me.
Yeah, not that we're biased or anything towards a specific team or a specific comp, but I too would also like to see some Atomic rush. So,
well,
yeah.
Both of these teams are going to be rushing to get a win up on the board because currently both of these teams are sitting at 0-1.
Yeah, we had a crazy game yesterday, though. Like that Atomic game lasted 6 maps. It was back and forth. It was a draw there. I think they played a lot of Overwatch yesterday, so hopefully they don't go out today. I'd like to see some more Atomic interleague games. That would be really fun. So definitely.
And on the other side, it was kind of the opposite story for Quokka Queens versus Mirage Alliance. That one, the first map was pretty close. Mirage took it to Quokka on Busan, but then after that, it kind of disintegrated for Mirage. Kind of, turned out to be a Mirage. There was no victory in sight. So we saw pretty different showings between those two games. So it will be interesting to see how those two stack up, especially because Atomic got some extra maps in, and maybe they bring a little bit of momentum, thinking, oh, we were so close, we can get it this time. And if you're Mirage, you don't want to get too downed by the 3-0. It's a new day, anything could happen. So with these two teams stacking up, it'll be cool to see how it goes.
I agree. I'm really excited to see each of these teams' play styles. And another thing to kind of add extra incentive, this is an elimination match, so the loser of this will be out of the NACC. So they gotta be careful here.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. I'd like to see these teams play a little bit more, but it's a weekend tournament. We got to get through it. So hopefully Mirage Alliance can at least take a map so they don't go 0-6 in maps. That would be a little bit unfortunate. But I'm really hoping Atomic can go out, prove that they're a great team. Just get in there and show what they're made of. I think if they can brush past the loss yesterday, I think they can come back a lot stronger.
And it looks like we're going to be heading to Busan for map 1. So maybe we're not going to see a ton of rush, maybe some more 6-man, a little bit dependent on the points here. But, the kind of, if we're not going to see rush and we're looking more towards 6-man, it'll be interesting to see, like you were saying, Rafa being a nutty Lucio player, how effective will he be in the sort of 6-man mirror if it comes down to it?
Busan definitely has a lot of room for different compositions depending on which maps you start and end on. So there's a possibility for a rush even, but there's also the possibility for maybe a Lucio center play or maybe even a dive. We'll just have to wait and see. But while we are waiting for the game to begin, how do you guys think this match is going to go? Who's going to end up taking the win?
I think Atomic is. I think they looked really good yesterday, and Mirage Alliance were little bit rough. Obviously, falling 0-3 is not how you want to start your tournament run here. And I think Atomic just together can be a lot stronger of a team. So, and personal bias, of course, Atomic is the BPL team. We want to see them win.
Yeah, it's a bit tough because if this were all, for example, BPL teams, if it's BPL season, then it's pretty easy to tier list and say, okay, well, this team won against that team, so, they should win this match. But when you have different teams from different leagues, it's kind of hard to get a grip on just how good each one of these teams are. So it's tough to say whether Mirage just played a really great team, and that's why they looked a little rough yesterday, or is Mirage not up to the same level as Atomic? So I think this first map is going to be really important to kind of figuring out where these two teams sit and being able to get a grip on that. But if I'm going to be, honest, I do think Atomic is going to take this one, just based on what I saw from yesterday's matches. A little bit of bias, of course, as well. But yeah, if it comes down to it, I think the Atomic does look more coordinated. But if Mirage can kind of bring it together today, then they might be able to stand a chance and with some good team play.
I'm going to go out on a whim and be the neutral party in this situation, and I'm actually going to say that a Mirage Alliance is going to surprise us all and take it. This is the MFG betting channel points and winning when no one expected her to moment.
Yeah, and I don't think we can count either team out. I mean, both are champions of their respective leagues, so, it's not to say that if Freya and I both think Atomic might take the win. I mean, these are both champion teams, so we can't let either one of them kind of, be more important than the other. They're both champs, so it's time to see the kind of battle of the champs here.
And we got some player cams too. We can see our players there getting set up, getting ready to go in and dominate the competition. Player cams they're so much fun. I get to see how the players are doing during the game, during the exciting hype moments. You can see Osiren's rubbing the bleariness out of his eyes. He's getting ready, he's getting focused. We can see Verity, taking a little chill, relax time right before the match. Just look at him, just sit back, chill out, get ready to win.
Yeah, Saxoblock's in that mindset. He's got that Atlanta Rain jersey on, so he's bringing the owl mindset as well. So happy to see it on the webcam.
I have high hopes for these teams. I'm getting a lot of professionalism. I'm sensing that from those cams. And looking at our map set here that we have, we said that Busan is going to be our first map, and then I believe it is a loser's pick. So whoever does lose this map is going to be able to pick an escort of their choice.
All right, and we are hopping right in the map here, and look at that. We do get to see them play Rush. We rolled the one Busan point that is very Rush favored, so
we've been blessed.
Thank you, RNGesus, for delivering to us this map so that we may see the Rush mirror commence.
You love to see it. Yeah, so I mean, when we're looking at these Rush mirrors, really trying to see what kind of aggression these two teams are going to bring, as they both, well, actually Atomic will be getting there first since they do have that sim online, so if they can get into a good position, might stand a good chance here.
Yeah, we see Atomic is already getting forward. Mirage Alliance, obviously with no TP, can't get set up early. Lyrol is just swinging away. Look at her just go, dropping dangerously low. Does get killed, on the other hand, by Mirage Alliance. So Atomic without their front line, without their point to rally around, and they're just going to have to back up. Atomic is playing it safe, playing it a little slow, waiting for Lyrol to come back so that she can once again be the main focus point. Ooh, gets flashed, drops a little low there, but Mirage Alliance actually has their main tank go down first. So now Atomic can go forward. They use the window to put a lot of pressure onto Mirage, and now they're just fighting over this point.
Yeah, it's not all bad for Atomic, though. In a weird way, they were able to get the window online before Mirage because of how much damage they were taking. The point still hasn't been capped yet, so this is a very good opportunity here for both teams. But as Lyrol charges in and once again goes down, it's going to be up to Doc, and Doc does get two. That might just be enough to flip the fight here. And, you know, even though Atomic was down early, they're able to bring it back. So that's a good sign as we go forward. Not to extrapolate too much from this first fight, but they find a way to eke it out, get a good ult in, and take control of the point early.
Yeah, but look at the ult charge for Mirage Alliance. They already have a beat. They have a Shatter. They're coming up on that Death Blossom. They have a lot to work with. Atomic is going to have to go fast and go early. Oh, the Shatter comes down from Mirage Alliance. Lyrule gets shattered out of her own Shatter.
That was quite the bait. I mean, at first it looked like Atomic was going to be able to get a free Shatter, but I don't know if that was planned by Mirage or if it was just serendipitous set of luck that God himself was just in the position to shut that down with a Shatter of his own. But nonetheless, Atomic is still able to hold on here. Verity and Doc teaming up to find a little pick there, and they're still able to defend the point. Plenty of time, plenty of bodies that they can kind of trickle on to the point. And Doc, we might see a little bit of deja vu here, getting very close to this Deadeye. Pops it. No one's really out in the open. Those blockers are up on the point as well. Just a zoning ult, saves a little time, gets some of Atomic back. And with the bomb going up for the side of Mirage Alliance, they're looking to clear out the point. Beat comes in from Rafa, and this is the brawl on the point that Atomic is coming out on top of.
Yeah, Doc and Osiren are just sat up top on the high ground. Nobody from Mirage Alliance is able to touch them, and they can just carry the fight from up there. Lyrule, the only one to die on the side of Atomic, and now Atomic, they're going to come in. They just have the wall, so they really have to be careful of the Shatter of the High Noon. The Verity's going to have to do a lot with this wall to ensure that Atomic can win the next fight. The Lamp's already coming out from these teams. A blocked Shatter. Shatter in return is blocked. Oh, actually, Atomic coming out on top here. He finds 3 kills. Verity going in with that fully charged Symmetra beam, doing so much work. And now it's Mirage Alliance on the back foot.
There's not a lot of time left on the clock. Beautiful play from Lyrule, and actually another beautiful play from Rafa, knocking the enemy BAP right off the map. J-Money is gone, and just like that, Atomic takes it in a 100-0 fashion. That looked pretty clean. You know, I gotta say there was a little bit of tactical feeding going on the side of Atomic, but you know what? Sometimes that's okay. You get your team into an aggressive position, you build up some extra ults, and, you know, we saw Lyrule dying a lot there, but it definitely worked out in their advantage.
Yeah, Atomic played very smartly. They played a little bit more split, made sure that the Reaper from Mirage Alliance could get almost no value. Interflux, of course, using DM, not allowing anyone from Mirage Alliance to just freely fire upon Atomic, and really played aggressively, took the fights first, engaged smartly, and if they can continue to do that, especially in this kind of anti-6-man comp, then they can take this map pretty handily.
Yeah, we're seeing almost mirror comps here, but of course one has got the Monkey on the side of Mirage Alliance, one's got the Reinhardt on the side of Atomic. So if you're Mirage Alliance, you're looking for a little bit of tickling damage, but you can't do that when you're all hacked up and sent back to spawn. Doc is in there with the Reaper, and just like that, I mean, Mirage Alliance just got walked on. Good hack there from Verity for Atomic, and that's going to be a quick and easy point take for Atomic.
Yeah, Lyrule was touching the spawn doors there. They played extremely well off of the hack, using the speed boost to go in as soon as Verity got that hack in, and there was just nothing God themselves could do. You just kind of evaporate on the Winston. So now both Sombras are probably going to look for a hack to start up this next fight. Mirage Alliance playing a little split. Reaper actually going down from some poke here. So Atomic is just in the driver's seat yet again, going aggressively.
And with that, just another big hack, and you can see that that's the go button for Atomic. The hack comes out, Rafa throws a speed on, and they just boost towards that Monkey. God himself just has no chance at getting into position or even getting back up when they're in that position. I mean, just immediately gets shut down. Atomic has so much ult charge in comparison. Point advantage. Things are looking rough for Mirage Alliance since they don't even have anything like a Coalescence online. Nothing is built yet. So almost think you gotta dry fight this one and hope for a better next fight.
Yeah, if you're using speed to disengage like they did there, you're just not having a good time. There's an interesting ult from Doc there. The Reaper ult not really finding anything, but an EMP bomb could change things up. Both the flex support and the main tank from Mirage Alliance dying there, and Atomic is just, they're running away with this. They are in complete control of these fights.
Yeah, and even with the fact that Atomic threw a couple of ults into that fight, in fact, they threw half their ults into the fight, they're still in a good position. They have beat, they've got a shatter if they can get that, you know, there's only, what, one shield, little monkey shield. I mean, you can get a pretty free shatter off. They still have great ult economy and the point presence here. So shatter does come out, Coalescence comes out as well. Mirage Alliance throws a beat of their own, but they're still not able to aggress toward the point. So much is happening right now. The side of Mirage Alliance does find one pick, but it's just back and forth, and it's not enough. They didn't get to the point fast enough to be able to really contest it. It's going to be looking at maybe a 99-0 here when they finally do take the point, but it was an expensive fight. They have thrown every single ultimate at Atomic in order to take this, and Atomic is okay with that. You just back up, reset, and come back in because you know Mirage has nothing.
Yeah, if I'm Atomic, I am so happy with that. You're coming up on EMP, you're coming up on Reaper ult, and what, you just invested Beat and Coalescence and Shatter. You're already almost 50% toward Coalescence. Mirage Alliance just has nothing left in the tank, so if Atomic can go quickly, not let Mirage Alliance build up any ultimates, then it's just going to be a free, easy fight. Just EMP them, get the Death Blossom in, and you are golden.
Yep, between the EMP and, I mean, Death Blossom and the bomb, anything can happen here. God themselves is gone already, evaporated, vaporized, and Doc drops in, gets a nice little 2k there, and that's going to be it. That's the point flipping unless there's some miraculous comeback from Mirage. I don't think anyone's in a position to touch, and that is a quick 2-0 for Atomic. So a good showing from the BPL team on map 1. But this match is far from over, so we'll see what we can get as we go into Escort, which will be Mirage's pick.
Absolutely. What can I say? Atomic was just in control from moment one. Really only lost like one fight, and it was when Mirage Alliance had to dump 6 ults into Atomic's 3. So if I'm Atomic, I'm thrilled there. We're firing on all cylinders. We're playing aggressive. We're controlling tempo of fights. We're playing really good Overwatch.
Yeah, I mean, we really only saw the one comp from them. It was interesting to see that we didn't see a 6-man comp coming out on Downtown. But, you know, even if that's your only look, it's a strong look. It's a good look. So I'm interested to see what happens on map 2. But Atomic did look strong out of the gate here in this first map.
Yeah, I think Mirage Alliance, maybe Rush and 6-man aren't their best comps. Maybe they're more of like a ball or a double shield kind of team. Maybe they'll pull something out for the next map. Hopefully they can make this, you know, a little more competitive. I think there were some flashes of really good play from Mirage Alliance there. They just have to kind of step it up a little bit.
One thing I would like to see, it's something that I noticed in their previous match as well as I'm noticing here. I want to see their DPS line back up their monkey player, God themselves. I want to see their DPS back him up a little bit more. He's going in, and a lot of times he's getting decent positioning, but he's getting caught out. Like the one where he was, you know, going towards point and gets hacked. There's no one there eating that hack for him, disrupting that hack. There's no one there helping him put in damage onto the point. So it feels like he's trying to create engages, but his team isn't helping him do that. If they can shore that up, they'll be in a good position to, you know, get some better progress in map 2. As we take a quick little break here, and we can see Quokka Queens against Forefront Esports. Quokka Queens was the team that took down Mirage yesterday, so 1-0 as they are going into the second map of that series. So just keeping a little eye on what's going over on the Tranquility channel, if anyone here wants to check that out as well.
Yep, and Reborn and Laser, the 2 DPS from Quokka Queens, also, you know, play in BPL, our B League alumni, so we could definitely root for them. See some friendly faces there, always fun. And of course, Quokka Queens looked really, really strong in their game yesterday. So we'll see if they can keep that up. I think they play some fun comps. Go check that out on the other stream.
I don't want to talk about Reborn too much. I have some bad memories of the Reborn Doomfist from last week. I don't want to talk about that too much. But no, definitely go check that out. Give them some love over there. It looks like it's going to be a fun match. So definitely check that out if you get the chance. But we're still kind of waiting on the second map pick. It's all right. Both teams have some time to talk it over as we just take a little break here before we get into Escort. So again, it will be Mirage's pick since they did lose Busan, so they have the chance to kind of go to the drawing board, figure out what they want to do, what kind of comp they want to run, and what map they think is going to suit them best, since they maybe have a little bit of a read on what Atomic might want to do now.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, I'm not quite sure. We didn't see much from either of those comps from Mirage Alliance, so I really don't know what map they're gonna pick here. Maybe they are like more double shield type team. Maybe they pick something. Let's see, we got Rialto. So Rialto, you can play Rush on, you can play Ball, you can play double shield. You can kind of make a lot of things work. So maybe they got something up their sleeve.
Yeah. If I am Mirage, I'm not sure if I want to go into the Rush Mirror just based off of how that Busan Control Center felt. Or, sorry, not Control, Mecha Base felt. But, yeah, you could run some double shield. You could just plop down on cart. You could do some ball stuff. A lot of things are valuable on this map. So, will be interesting to see if they try to shake it up. See what they can get out of the second map to maybe get Atomic on the back foot here. There's definitely some opportunities for that to happen as we get ready for Rialto.
All right, so Haitian homie, if you had to make a guess right now as to what comp Mirage Alliance is going to play, just rolling out the gate, what are you betting on?
I don't know. I think a lot of it is dependent on what kind of a tank you want to run. I can't say I know God themselves hero pool, but I'm going to lean towards double shield. I don't want to play Rush after that first map. Ball is a very you need a lot of coordination, and like I was saying before, I didn't feel like the tank player was getting a lot of help from the DPS there, so you don't want to do something that's too mobile, too chaotic, and all over the place. If I'm Mirage Alliance, I think I just want to try to get a double shield here, hunker down on point, build up some ults, get some good like ult cycling going, and see if you can just kind of roll that through second and third. Rialto is a map where it can be really snowbally and you can finish with 4 minutes left on the clock. I'm pretty sure we saw that with Hayden Overwatch team just a little bit ago. Or it can be a map where you don't even make it past the first point. I mean, anything can really happen here. So if you can get a little bit of momentum and get past first point, there's a good chance you can finish third with a lot of time to spare.
Absolutely. Funny you say that. In my previous game, we played Rialto, and both teams finished with like 4.5 minutes on the time bank on Rialto. Very, very interesting game. You could definitely snowball a lot on attack, and if you're not really disciplined, really prepared for Rialto defense, you can just stagger the whole map away. It's very easy to just not be able to take a good fight on Rialto almost anywhere.
For sure, especially that second. I mean, you see that on a lot of hybrid and escort maps where second point can almost be a wash if you are not ready to just press the S key and go all the way back to the spawn doors. So it's definitely a map where you want to see some discipline, and if you're Mirage Alliance, definitely making sure you get those comms all in order if you want to be able to take advantage of this kind of snowball potential that Rialto might offer you.
Yeah, 100%. I'm interested to see if Atomic is going to change up comps as well. Obviously, they looked really, really good on Rush. I do wonder how they would look if they played a ball comp. I'm not sure if that's something they've practiced as much, or if they just want to run like Rush into maybe the double shield that comes out. We'll sort of see what Toxic Nadar has cooked up for team comps.
Yeah, I'm personally a fan of Rush on first point. I think first point defense, those couple of corners at the beginning are pretty good for Reinhardt. I personally don't like playing ball there a lot. It's pretty cramped, pretty crowded. Feels like you just have to wait for them to get to that open space to make it a little bit easier. So if I were the coach here, if I were one of the players, I would want to run out on Rush, but That's just the Rhine main and me talking. So we've only got a couple seconds till we see what they actually end up doing. Drumroll, please. And it's Rush.
Yep, Atomic on Rush on the defense here, but interesting enough, they're playing Sombra instead of like a Mei. I'm especially curious since Mei is so good in that choke, in that double corner there. Your wall just takes up the whole width of it, and you can just delete a tank as soon as they walk forward.
Yeah, but at the same time, Verity was getting a lot of value on the Sombra last map, just finding a lot of free hacks. So maybe they felt like they could do this again. Not sure if they're expecting the double shield pirate ship Bastion strat or not. I don't know how effective Sombra's going to be against that. It's pretty hit or miss, but we'll see. They are just playing extremely aggressive, spawn door holding like it's Havana here. And Mirage Alliance is taking a second to kind of figure out what they want to do.
That's really, really smart against this Bastion comp, because if you're close holding, Bastion just cannot get set up on point. It's a little unfortunate that Doc goes down early there. It looks like the close hold is just going to be a sort of stalling tactic, but importantly, it does make Mirage Alliance switch up their comp. They're playing this weird sort of pulled pork comp. Fly Rule going down here. We see the remake from Interflux doesn't find anyone. No crunches here. And Atomic is just going to stall out this point as long as they can, try and build some old charge before they come back. Mirage Alliance doing a great job of finally picking up those kills. It does take them almost a whole minute, though, before this part starts moving.
I don't want to be too, BPL heavy bias here. I will say Mirage Alliance did a great thing there by immediately swapping comps. A lot of times teams would just want to bash their head into the wall, run the same thing and hope it works, but they immediately saw what was going on at a plan B, and it worked. It took a little while. It was a little bit slow. Atomic did pull a minute off the clock, but Mirage is able to push forward, has some ults to spare. Definitely good stuff. That's the kind of adapting that I definitely wanted to see from them. Nonetheless, Atomic finally gets those ults built up, online, in a position now where they actually want to use the ults. Obviously, you don't really want to invest too heavily at the spawn door, and they get a good hold here. So, good signs from both teams, making some good plays in the first and second fights, and we've got ults online for both teams as they come into the fight 3, where I think this is going to be a pretty pivotal one.
Yeah, and Mirage Alliance going back to that double shield. They want to get off that weird comp as soon as possible. So Alethea just dumped her ult and then swapped over to Sigma. So Mirage Alliance going to take the high ground here, but Atomic knows they are going to rotate up along the back of Mirage Alliance. Look to maybe use the EMP here. Finds one person.
Ooh, yeah, that's a really cool rotate from Atomic, but yeah, those walls, they kind of get in the way,
Yeah, I'm not sure what the beat from Rafa was countering, but either way, Atomic does get the fight win, only losing Rafa there, who can obviously speed back very quickly on Lucio, and keeps 2 very big ultimates here, coming up in the window as well. So Mirage Alliance is going to have to be the aggressor this fight, is going to have to pop that window, maybe use the bongo, and just go in aggressively, find a pick.
They're on double hit scan here now as Daff swaps over to the soldiers. So if they can get into position here, throw up a window, they might be able to get some heavy damage in. But the bomb coming in from Atomic finds 2, and through the immortality field no less. That's great bomb positioning. Amazing placement. They just clean up that fight immediately. That was a little pop in the balloon there for Mirage Alliance. They found no momentum whatsoever. Atomic just kind of crushed them in that fight.
Yeah, Mirage Alliance dropped down the bongo expecting to use it, and Atomic was like, well, this is the perfect time to have our set play. Interflux throws in the bomb, and Verity is back behind the entire Mirage Alliance team, ready to hack up that Baptiste lamp so that it is not able to save anyone. But Mirage Alliance going in strong with the window. Atomic is just going to have to hide, sort of. Window is a little bit weirdly placed, can't see outside, but Doc peeks in front of it, dies for it. But maybe it won't matter. Maybe Atomic is able to win this fight, just find the kills on point as this fight gets really split, really messy, trying to kill the D.Va on the point. Trance is actually used from Mirage Alliance, keeps Alethea alive so that she can continue to fight on this point, does not get DMAC'd, and the Trance might have swung this fight in Mirage Alliance's favor.
Messy does describe it well. You said it pretty well there. This is a very weird fight, some weird positioning, but you're right, Mirage Alliance does kind of save it with the Transcendence now. All they really have to work with is Cass ult here. If they can just kind of zone, they might be able to get some free cart progress, but Doc doesn't want to let that happen. Finds one. The Zenyatta is down. There was no Trance online, so they're not losing a ton of healing. Lyrule goes in, she gets a slam, and they're surging forward, but with Daft's ult finally coming online here on Soldier, they might just be able to push this through. First point, you kind of really needed that Soldier ult to come online. They swapped not a moment too late when Daft did move over to Soldier, and just like that, Atomic's gonna have to back off. A really good first point hold, but you kind of need to, let it happen, die here, back out, reset, and get ready for point B so you don't get rolled.
Yeah, and now Mirage Alliance is going to be able to take the high ground. They're going to push the car along a little ways, and they have the Soldier, they've got the bomb, they're coming up on the Coalescent. So Mirage Alliance can come down, engage this fight with the Coalescence, and Atomic is just sort of has nothing here. Only a beat to sort of sustain them.
Good hack comes in though and forces Mirage Alliance to back off just a little bit. God themselves goes in for the slam, gets one, is able to clean it up pretty quickly. That's nice for Mirage. The cart is still making progress. Lyrule does a little bit of a hero play, takes one off with her as she kind of flies off the map there, but I don't think it's going to be enough necessarily to stop the surge forward of Mirage Alliance. Gets one with the bomb, that's a big one with Osiren going down. Not a lot of healing left for Atomic. And Mirage, just like we were saying before this map, you can get through point A, you can get some good snowballs. So they're almost to the point B cap, making up a lot of that lost time. They don't have any ults online. Atomic has a really crucial fight here. They get the EMP off, they get the shatter, they get the bomb. It's big investment, but that is a pretty convincing fight win for Atomic. Stopping the snowball in its tracks with 1 minute left on the clock. Mirage Alliance doesn't have much to work with and doesn't have much time either.
That was such a fast fight take and such a fast fight win for Atomic there. Just went in with the EMP, dropped the ultimates down, and it was over just like that. Now Mirage Alliance is coming back, has the visor here, not the greatest fight to start an engagement with, and we see the window is just keeping Mirage Alliance at bay, trapped in this alleyway, can't even peek out. Now finally the window is gone. The Soldier visor is popped, but just there's nobody around. There's nobody to shoot at. A completely wasted ultimate there, but a big hack coming out from Verity, and Atomic is just, they have all the tools they need to win this fight. They have the high new, got the beat coming in, they just have to contend with the Coalescence and the Shatter here from Mirage Alliance. But it's Lyrule's Shatter that drops all of Mirage Alliance. We just see the Reaper in the backline trying to find someone to kill, trying to find someone, some way to make this happen. Finds Doc, isn't even able to find Osiren, and that is a 2nd point hold from Atomic.
Atomic did a great job there of stopping the snowball. It looked like it could have been, a quick and easy 2nd point take from Mirage Alliance, but they were able to come in with a beautiful kind of set of ultimates, stops the fight in its tracks, and hey, I mean, if you're Mirage Alliance, you did show some great signs to get through point A. You made some good swaps all the way through. There's a lot of good here. If you can get a good defense, I mean, getting the 2nd point, it's not that bad. If you could always stop Atomic on first. So it's not over yet, but Atomic did show a lot of strength as they were able to shut that down pretty quickly as well. Good things from both teams, and that's what you really love to see.
Yeah, so Mirage Alliance is going to play Rush here, but they're going to play Ana Rush, it looks like.
With a orb as well. Very interesting. Looks like you just want to... I don't even know. You're just denying space and hoping that if you get some good antis in, that you just kind of keep them at bay.
Yeah, you're really relying on your flex support to hit some big antis to win fights. Without a lamp, it's going to be really dangerous for God themselves, because if they get caught, if they get flashbanged, and the shield goes down. They're just a sitting duck, no way to really get saved, and just instantly popped up. But I see what's going on here. Mirage Alliance on the close hold. It's a big first kill from Mirage Alliance there, but like I said, no lamp. Reinhardt is just a sitting duck, can die so easily.
Yeah, I'm really confused by this, and I was just saying good things from both teams, but it's very strange to me that you would run a close hold without a Baptiste. I can't remember the last time I've seen that. So, interesting decision making here, and it gives Atomic a lot of... Ooh, we don't want to see that. It gives Atomic a lot of just free space. I mean, if you remember, Atomic was able to hold their close hold for a minute. It's been 45 seconds, and they're already halfway through first.
Yeah, Atomic just taking so much space here, is actually able to keep Mirage underneath, so an anti comes in, but see, there's the lamp. The power of that lamp keeps Lyrule alive to get the shatter down, to get all the members of Mirage Alliance, and Interflux just glocking them down, actually just hitting them with the Glock, getting some kills in the back here, and there's the Lucio difference from Rafa. So a really fast 0.1 for Atomic here.
Yeah, we're still seeing that Ana still being played. The Nano's online. I'm almost wondering. I'm trying to get through their thought process here as we go along. Wondering if they were just trying to get enough for a nano boost onto someone. I don't know, but this is really just Exhibit A and Exhibit B of why Baptiste is so good. Two fights where you can almost boil it down to, well, they didn't have lamp. So as we go into the third, you really need to make this nano worth all this trouble. Nano comes in onto the Monkey. Monkey, though, is the new pick for this fight, so they don't have any ult charge. They're just building it as they go. They're not really able to get a lot of good aggression in. Again, God themselves is not getting a lot of DPS support, and Atomic is continuing to just push through. They just kind of say, okay, well, there's a Monkey in our backline. He's not getting any help, and he's gone.
Yeah, so the interesting thing there was Mirage Alliance did hit a big three-man anti-nade, J-Money finding both the tanks and Osiren, but Mirage Alliance just couldn't go in off that. They found almost nothing, but maybe this will be what Mirage Alliance need. They can get a huge no.
Hate to see it.
Just barely killed by the pillar, just not covering them enough. J-Money finding a big sleep there, is dangerously low. Trying to heal up, isn't able to get them. Doc, it snipes J-Money down, and that is probably going to be it for this Rialto. Now we see the Reaper ult coming in. It doesn't find anything. There we go. Atomic able to get this win here on Rialto, their second map of the series.
That was a masterclass of Rialto, especially on the attack from Atomic. Just so much they were doing right, exploiting the weaknesses of Mirage Alliance's comp. And I'm glad we get to see this play of the game, because I'll be honest, Freya, when we saw this happen live, I didn't see the hack go in on that Baptiste lamp like you did. So I'm glad you pointed it out. Glad we get to see the replay and kind of get to see how the sausage is made, how that one went down there.
Yeah, I saw Verity in the back line right before that play happened, and I was like, oh, the bomb's coming in. It's a set play. It's something ready to go. So I love seeing those. Love seeing those fun little combos that people have prepared, practice a little bit, and then it's fun to see it succeed so well.
For sure. Set plays, honestly, are one of my most favorite things about Overwatch, I think. Being able to combo the unique abilities that are in this game. Just seeing the set plays come out where you've got 2, 3, 4 people all doing their job at the same time to make sure that something comes out. It's just one of the most beautiful things in the game. So really well done by Atomic on not just that play of the game, but through the whole map, making sure they're all on the same page and getting the win there. So a job well done for Atomic, and not to harp too much on it, but I still feel like we're seeing that kind of communication difference where Atomic is all on the same page. They're all giving everybody the support they need, whereas Mirage is a little bit rocky, kind of taking engages where not everybody's ready or not everybody's in the right position or on the right heroes, as we kind of saw there on the last point. So a little bit of, we're kind of seeing, like we talked about in the beginning, kind of how do these two teams match up? Well, we're kind of seeing it now, and as we're at match point, Atomic really just needs to put one more point on the board here to put this series away. So Mirage has 3 maps they got to claw back from as we go into what is third. It's going to be Escort, Hybrid, I believe.
Yeah, but we're actually gonna take a quick break first. We're gonna watch the B stream while we give the players a little rest, and we will be right back.
your hands, everybody, for chicken nuggets, 7 pieces. Stomp your feet, everybody, for chicken nuggets, 7 pieces. Here they come, 7 feet, on the run, stand up and cheer. Number 1, 7 feet, here they come, team of the year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feet, 10, 9, 8, 7, and 6 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feet. 10, 9, 8, 7, and 6 feet. Clap your hands, everybody, for chicken nuggets, 7 pieces. Stomp your feet, everybody, for chicken nuggets, 7 pieces. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come.
No sleep, no fear, different.
Welcome back, everybody, from that quick interlude. Still the same people from before, but a different match score.
Yep, we just saw Atomic take the first 2 maps here somewhat decisively, I would say. Atomic really showing their coordination, their aggression, control of tempo in these fights.
Yeah, and mostly doing it on Rush, no less. They haven't really had to break out a lot of different comps. Mirage has kind of thrown a little bit of everything at them so far. Some pulled pork kind of stuff, some double shield, some Rush, some 6-man, and nothing's really seeming to stick. So hopefully those 10 minutes of intermission gave Mirage a chance to kind of sort some things out and see if we can get a little bit more competitive as we move into our third map, which is going to be King's Row.
Kings Row definitely has room for variety, but I don't know what kind of route that Mirage Alliance is thinking of going here. Are they still going to continue playing, essentially, like you said, everything they've got, or are they going to try to see if they can mirror the Rush composition on this map that Atomic's been doing?
I would be surprised if Mirage didn't mirror the Rush. I think they've played the Rush. They looked somewhat comfortable on it. They just kind of need to get that coordination a little bit better, and they can go toe-to-toe with Atomic in the Rush here. But, I do think Atomic kind of has the advantage on this map.
Yeah, Rush is kind of the name of the game on King's Row, but you could kind of try to do some Pharah stuff to break open first point, some ball stuff. So it could happen. We could see some different things, but maybe, yeah, like Freya said, maybe we just see some Rush mirror and see if they can try to, kind of force their way through. But anything could happen as we go into the third map here.
Anything can happen indeed. I'm trying to think of some preliminary predictions I have, because since this was Mirage Alliance's pick, I am feeling towards the more unconventional composition style, because even if Rush is a composition well known to King's Row, I just think that based on previous trends, we might see Mirage Alliance still try to think outside the box and try to catch Atomic off guard here, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, if you're, 0-5 in maps so far, maybe you do just say, screw it, we're going to try something new, we're going to try something different and see if it works. So, like Freya said at the beginning, we don't want to see them go 0-3, we want to see them get some points on the board here. So hopefully we get some little bit of fire under them to kind of push through King's Row.
Yeah, maybe they pick like defense and do some double shield, or on offense play like ball or monkey, kind of throw Atomic for a loop. I think they really have to figure something out quickly. Obviously they have a plan. They picked King's Row. Mirage has to have something in mind for this, but if Mirage Alliance sticks to the Rush versus Rush mirror, I'm not sure I could see them coming out on top of that.
There's all of these things that they need to think about, both aside of Mirage and for Atomic, because Atomic's also going to have to try to predict what strategy is going to be coming at them, depending on if they are attacking or defending, because depending on which position you start at, you could see a very different look.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you are maybe on the defense, maybe you can do some cheeky, like, hiding under the statue kind of thing, or, you know, maybe if you go defense first, like Freya said, you can kind of throw them off guard with something. Whereas if you kind of go attack first, maybe you just want to try to get as much progress as you can. So who knows what we're going to see, really. It's kind of just a waiting game as we kind of wait to see what they do decide to pick.
Yeah. Again, I think Mirage Alliance can win this. I'd like to see them, you know, get a little bit better coordination and start taking the fights to Atomic. A lot of the times we were seeing Atomic sort of control the tempo of the fights, really taking the fight to Mirage Alliance, and Mirage Alliance was always caught on the back foot, had to use ults defensively, so I definitely want to see them turn the tables here. I want to see Mirage Alliance going in first with the ultimate, having fight plans and engaging and coordinating with them. I think that's when they look the best, and that's how they can win these fights.
In the meantime, here's a little snippet from the other match going on right now. We've got Quokka Queens going up against Forefront Esports. If you remember, Forefront Esports was the team that Atomic lost to yesterday, and Quokka Queens is the team that Mirage lost to.
Yeah, both the teams on King's Row here. King's Row, just I guess a favorite map of everybody. Rialto and King's Row. That's what you get when you watch community leagues.
Good old Scrims Row, man. But yeah, it's interesting to see how all these teams are stacking up. Like I was saying earlier, it's kind of tough when you're not super familiar with all these different teams to see what the tier list kind of shakes out to look like. So seeing that both of these teams are in the winner's bracket and Quokka is taking it pretty decisively to Forefront kind of means a lot for just how strong Quokka Queens is.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that puts them at, if they win this, 6-0 for their map score. So pretty sizable stuff there.
Yeah, pretty decisive from Quokka. And of course, if Forefront Esports lose this series and Atomic does go on to win, then we're going to see a rematch of Atomic versus Forefront Esports.
That would be interesting because of just how close that was. I mean, not only was it a 3-2, but it was a 3-2 with a draw thrown in there. So I love seeing those matches that go the distance or go more than the distance. And when you get to see a rematch of a match like that, it's really cool. So if things keep going as they are for Atomic, then we could see a really, really interesting match coming up next for them.
Yeah, and Atomic would definitely be hungry, be fired up to win that match, get revenge. And we'd love to see at least one BPL team in the playoff bracket, one of the 4 teams going on to that stage. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can see that shake out. But of course, Atomic still has to win. This map has to win King's Row, and I don't think it's going to be that easy for them. I think Mirage Alliance can put up a good fight here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to run this Widow, this Sim. I mean, you see Widow a lot when you just kind of peek through the window and see what you can get. I always think of the classic Bamboozle from the Gladiator, so if Mirage can get a quick pick off of that, I mean, who knows? That could just be what they need to open up the fight and really make a statement as we go into the second half. Anything could happen, but like you said, we'd love to see a BPL team moving on to the next set of matches, but still some games to be played here, and you do see a funky little statue strat coming out from Atomic as they put their diva out on watch and get ready to see where Mirage tries to come from. Really, I mean, you're not going to find anything with the Widow, and immediately you got to swap to Reaper because there's no one out in the open.
Yeah, but I think Mirage Alliance knows. They saw Osiren coming up to the statue, and the wall here from Kemi is actually going to do a lot to sort of stop Mirage Alliance from just pushing forward. And with God themselves down, it's just going to be cleanup duty here. A big wall to stop the retreat from Mirage Alliance as Atomic goes forward, gets these cleanup kills on the back, and charges up their ultimates.
I really love this sort of hold from Atomic because it's really just a Chad move, in my opinion. It's cheeky, but it's not unheard of anymore. I think people kind of know what this hold is all about. But you're still just saying, like, you're just daring the attacking team. Just come at me. Come at me, bro. And when you pull this off, ooh, Mirage is getting a little sneaky with the Sin teleport, but when you pull it off, it's just, you're forcing them to come into you and you're saying, no, we're still gonna win. The big shatter comes out from Lyrule. That is gonna push them back to spawn, and I mean, this is just chatting out for Atomic. That's what I'm saying. You're just daring them to come in and shutting them down immediately when they do.
Yeah, Mirage Alliance TP'd right into the line of sight of Atomic, and Atomic just collapsed on top of Mirage. I really think that Mirage Alliance wants to kind of TP to point here, or TP not in range of that statue. Maybe, you know, maybe TP up to the high ground or something. Take a better position. Like, there we go. TP right up to the high ground. That's a good position. But the boop from Rafa actually brings so many of Mirage Alliance down that the whole team is forced to drop right into the blizzard of Kemi. Just knocked down those bowling pins. There was a beautiful setup from Rafa, and Kemi just taking advantage of it.
Doc throwing in the little, a kind of unnecessary Deadeye at the end kind of screams a little bit of overconfidence here. Who knows if that's going to come back to bite them later. They definitely overinvested, but with how strong these holds are looking, I'm not sure if it matters all too much. Osiren kind of backing up a little bit, saying, all right, time to get back to the point, time to stop with the cheekiness, and let's play this a little bit more straightforward. The TP goes in and is immediately shut down. Only Diva makes it through. And, I mean, Mirage is just getting shut down every time they try to aggress, whether it's a boop, whether it's just shutting down the teleporters, whether it's an immediate fight win. Atomic has so much to work with here. Several ults up. Lyrule with a big pin, just charging into the enemy team. No fear. No F's given whatsoever, and just charging forward. Are they going to throw the shatter in? No, they don't need to. But my goodness, with only a minute left, Mirage has got to make some progress here. They're going to have 3 ults online, but with beat in reserve for Atomic, is it going to be enough to push Mirage through?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Mirage is going to have to somehow get this Reaper ult off without it being just gobbled up whole by Interflux. So really just going to have to pressure that Diva, force her to use all of her DM. But nope, the Flash, the Shatter, it just knocks them all down. Lyrule says, we're not even going to let you get in position to set up any of those ultimates. So we're just going to slam down, stun all 6 of you, and not let you play the game.
Set plays, man, I love to see them. And not only was it a set play, but it was a set play that got another, Lyrule built half of her next ultimate off of that. Just incredible stuff. Doc getting a little cheeky, getting in the position here. I keep saying cheeky this match, but it really is. This map is just cheeky galore from Atomic. Blizzard comes out, shuts one down, a couple still frozen up. They can't get to point. They have nobody left. Doc says, I don't care about the bomb, I'm just going to go for the kill anyway. And that's it. I mean, Atomic can't do any worse than a tie here. That is a full hold for Atomic.
Yeah, just wow. That was everything you want to see from your Overwatch team. They're getting aggressive, just running forward, making sure that Mirage Alliance is not set up, catching Mirage on the rotation. Atomic is just playing Rush beautifully right now.
Really did have everything. I mean, it had funky little holds, it had set plays, it had Chad shatters. I mean, it had it all. That was an incredible defense. So Mirage, they are making their last stand here. Truly, they've got to full hold just to be able to stay alive in this series. A single tick and it's all over for them, not just in the series but in this tournament. So facing Elimination here, what will they do to give themselves a little bit of a chance? Is it going to be a traditional kind of rush? Is it going to be something a little goofier? Nope, still going to be just like a Ryan Diva sort of thing, and there's the BAP. So nothing too crazy for the defense. If it were me, I almost kind of wish that you would just kind of go for something just completely off the wall here. You've got nothing to lose. But inevitably, when you have a full hold on the line, it's going to be tough no matter what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. The only kind of interesting pick from Mirage is that, oh, we get a pause out here, is that Ashe, but it looks like someone DC'd there. We get a little auto pause, so...
Well, in the meantime, we can kind of scrutinize the Ashe pick a little bit. I think it's interesting because you can get, if you can farm a Bob, right? You're playing against a rush. You can throw in a good dynamite up over the shield. If you can farm Bob, that's really, really good for your point presence, especially when we're talking about, you know, they have to full hold. So if you need to buy some time, if you need to reset, if you need to take a soft disengage, having that Bob online that you can kind of chuck to point and not worry so much about touching it yourself could be a nice little seventh man sort of thing. So I get the idea with it for sure. I do kind of hope that it pays off for them. I'd like to see them, you know, take an idea, make it work, stay alive in the series. So kind of rooting for Bob here, if nothing else. Love to see some Bob action.
I do love seeing Bob, but I want to talk about what we saw from Atomic. It looks like Atomic is going to TP Bastion up onto that statue. I think it's an interesting play. Maybe they don't go for the statue. Maybe they TP him back onto the back high ground or onto the side high ground, looking over the point. But either way, it looks like Atomic is going to go for the TP Bastion. Maybe something that Mirage Alliance isn't expecting.
If you're watching in chat, put your predictions in the chat. I want to know, where do you think they're going with the TP? I think they're going on the statue because they've been doing some goofy stuff here. Maybe a little bit of disrespect in the way they're playing a little bit. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's the TP up on top of the statue just to have a little fun. At least try it once, see if it works, and then get a little bit more serious if it doesn't. But yeah, I could definitely see it happening.
My prediction is going to be a little bit weirder. I think that they're going to TP Bastion, Sigma, and Mercy onto the back high ground, kind of overlooking the point. You know, you can see that the area behind Hotel, you can see the point. And then I think the Reinhardt, the Symmetra, and the Baptiste are all going to kind of push forward, do a little bit of poking, take a fight, while that Bastion is just raining fire down from the high ground.
What if they did some funky stuff where you set the TP, you go from choke up to the stairs on the right, and then you wait for TP to come back up, and then you go across the high grounds, and then you go through the corridor, and then you get up onto the opposing high ground with your fourth TP, and then you rain fire from above from like on the left side, the back left of point. What if they did like a 4 TP setup?
That's like a 1 minute rotation. That's a lot of time. But you know what? If you're feeling like that's what you got to do, that's your fun play.
Would that be?
That would be fun. What if? All right. Hear me out. What if they TP? They do what you said, but instead of staying on that back high ground, they actually rotate around through the back of the second point. You know, go all the way back down and come back from the defender spawn.
I like that. I like that a lot. I like that. See, the possibilities are endless with a good sim TP and a 2-0 lead to play with. You could really do whatever you want here. You can't lose this map. Go out there and have a little bit of fun. I'd love to see it.
But you know who can lose maps? Quokka Queens, actually. We're getting an update that Forefront Esports actually brought it back on Kings Row and is now 1 and 2. So Forefront Esports taking a map off of the undefeated Quokka Queen, or the unmap defeated Quokka Queens there.
That's some big stuff. Definitely a good match going on over at Tranquility. Not that this isn't a good match. This is a good match. But if you're just looking for a little bit something to do during this pause, maybe go check it out and see how that Quokka Queens and Forefront Esports match is going. Love to see some good competitive Overwatch being played across the board today. So definitely check it out. But maybe don't check it out. I see a Doomfist. I don't like Doomfist, so don't do that.
You know, you were talking about the reborn Doomfist, but you're a main tank player. How do you think I feel as a flex support player? You know, playing Zen, playing Ana in the backline, and just seeing Reborn come at you on the Doomfist every time. And it's
Terrifying.
just,
We can both share in the heartbreak and the sorrow of losing to Reborn's Doomfist at the very least. So I feel you.
Understandable, but luckily our one disconnected player has returned. It looks like the match is going to be back on, so we will see who's right, what kind of rotations they're going to take, how many times they're going to drop that Sim TP, how deep into the map are Atomic going to go.
How deep does the rabbit hole go is the real question. So it looks like we are getting ready here. I'm still only seeing 5 players on the side of Atomic, but let's see if they pop back in. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Doc popping back in there on the Bastion, of course. So we're gonna see the TP come out. I am so excited. I'm so ready for this.
All right, let's see it. Let's just let it happen. Where's it going?
Wait.
Oh, there it is.
Yep, you were right. Top of that statue there.
And that's the lamp. All right. Well, it's a good rotation at least.
Yeah, it's so hard because you just can't touch the point when the Bastion is there just shooting you. There's nothing you can do. He's just raining fire down.
It's yeah, that's
it. Yep, there we go. Yeah, that's kind of what we expected, but you know, fun to watch that Bastion just terrorize poor Mirage Alliance sitting up top.
Wow, what an end to this series. That just went completely off the rails. I can't tell if you love to see it or if you hate to see it, but this is something you love to see. Good, what is that? Pretty much a full team shatter. Love to see it. But good stuff we see here from Atomic, bouncing back from the 3-2 loss yesterday, coming out in clean 3-0 fashion. I don't know what that was, but clean 3-0 win here for Atomic as they advance to play against the winner of Quokka and Forefront? Or loser?
The loser of Quokka
loser.
and Forefront.
So, but good stuff today from this team.
I love to see them in top form. Atomic, really a fun team to watch. I'm sad for Mirage Alliance that they didn't win a map. It's always a little bit disappointing there, but you know, I hope they come back. I hope we see them on this stream again. Maybe some of the players, maybe we could spread the good news of BPL. You know, get a couple of those people to come on in. It would be fun to see.
If this is a game of Civ, let us win through religious victory. Just
yes.
Bring them over.
The peaceful victory, always the best.
Match. Gotta say, coming back in, I appreciated the way that Atomic looked. I really thought that they were really strong in terms of, I know you guys kind of spoke about how aggressive they were in bringing the fights to Mirage Alliance, not really giving them a chance to act as much as they would have liked. And now they get to wait and see who they will be playing next, either Quokka or Forefront.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably going to be Forefront, but you know, stranger things have happened. We could see the reverse sweep here. We could see Quokka Queens stumble, fall, and maybe we get a new matchup.
Anything could happen. I'm definitely intrigued to see how that one plays out. Either way, whoever it is that Atomic is going to go up against, I think that's going to be a really good match.
Could not agree more. What do you guys think that Atomic... think that they're going to be set for this match? Or did you think that despite the win, there could have been some stuff they need to think about coming into their final?
They're definitely going to have to think about some things and sort of get themselves together and get ready. But I think they were looking really, really good today, and I think with this form tomorrow, they can definitely bring the fight to Forefront Esports, or possibly Quokka Queens if Forefront does manage to pull off the reverse sweep. But we do have some interviews coming in.
Bring them in.
Our very own BPL winners. Hello, everybody from. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you very much. It means a lot.
So Doc, I have a question for you. Why did you disconnect right at the end there? What's going on?
So got a little bit of gamer internet. It is the internet likes to cut out every once in a while. We like to have a bit of fun. Thought we'd stretch out the game a bit, maybe a bit too fast. So I thought maybe pretend my internet disconnect, stretch out the game a bit, makes it a bit more fun for everyone.
Damn. Okay. Kinda toxic. And he
Wanna
was not
know.
internet.
On the final bit there for King's Row, that funny, silly Bastion strat that I'm personally a fan of, did you guys actually practice like rotations and stuff with that, or was that a kind of I'm gonna go out on a whim here and see if it works type thing?
We didn't practice. We knew this strat, but we didn't play.
The
That
Bastion
is Doc
strat's always on the
DC, so we
fly.
literally planned that because
Yeah.
Doc DC'd for 5 minutes. That's how that worked.
The Bastion strats are always on the fly. They're always on the fly.
Related note, on a percentage, like 0 to 100%, how much of King's Row was planned and how much was just, we're winning 2-0, so we're going to get goofy?
90%.
Why am I not surprised? You could see the kind of the gears turning as that map went on, so some fun stuff coming out there.
Mm-hmm. Confidence across the board,
A
really.
little bit of funny.
Yeah, confidence wins
but
games.
still, GG's, good games. They made it to NACC. We should respect them as well.
Yeah,
Not
it
everyone
was a
can
very
make it
fun
here.
match.
It's a good fight.
So Osiren, how are you guys feeling about possibly facing Forefront Esports again, or if they do manage to get the reverse sweep, then facing Quokka Queen?
I'd be okay with either. It's just gonna be fun either way. I think another shot at Forefront would be really good. We found out what we're doing wrong in that game, so it'd be pretty good to run that back. Quokka Queens would also be pretty fun too. There's a lot of BPL people, or a couple of BPL people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've seen them around, so always fun to face people you know.
Yep.
Thank you guys again for joining us. Congratulations on your win. I'll leave you guys now to start strategizing for that final match or to go take a peek at who you guys might be facing.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
I just want to say one last
Thank you
thing.
for the cast. It was very good.
Only handsome
guys.
casters in VC. Only handsome casters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Thank
God,
you very
some
much. Yep.
Congratulations on your win. So yeah.
GG's.
As for everybody sticking around in
Bye.
chat, you should go ahead and
Bye.
do the same thing and go ahead and see how the match is unfolding over on Overwatch Tranquility's Twitch stream.
Yeah, they're finishing out Volskaya, it looks like, and from what I can see, it is not possible for it to be a draw. So, either way, something exciting is going to happen here.
Wow, look at that! Look at that quick little live feed there. So definitely check it out. See who Atomic is going to be playing against this weekend. Or next weekend, whenever it is. Check it out. Go see who wins for sure.
Yep. Take care.